that could actually be emailed around the building and hurt him, okay?
Would you quit talking about that?
I will.
Let Dave say what he called
Go
for.
ahead, Dave. What'd you call about? I'm sorry.
Hey, do you think Rhea Perlman would be a humanist? Would you put her in that category?
Too ugly.
Too ugly.
Too ugly to be.
The humanists don't allow people with 5 o'clock shadow.
No, they don't. Not with stubble. Can't have stubble. Okay?
Did you ever really...
You know what? I was making out with her on Cheers once, and we almost caught on fire from the stubble rubbing together. You know what was really bad? One time she was on the floor doing Pilates, and Kelsey Grammer came in and tried to wipe mud off of his shoe on her upper lip. Thought she was one of those, what do you call those things? Those porcupine-looking things outside of the door that you buy at Christmas time?
You went to one station too many there on that train.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Thank you, Dave of Utah. Thank you very much. The other thing we want to talk about are the pardons that are being given out by President Bush.
Willy-nilly.
I don't know.
You know what he's doing? He's reducing a lot of drug sentences.
Yeah, you know what I think? I think that this guy
letting his dealers out,
did drugs and smoked and drank and all, and realizes that in the end it's a victimless crime unless the guy was caught selling it to little high school kids.
I don't buy that.
Well, he's not. He's only let 171 out, and they're at the door begging. The worst one was Leslie Owen Collier of Charleston, Missouri. She was convicted of the unauthorized use of a pesticide. And
she killed a bald eagle.
She killed a bald eagle.
Good for her.
That's happened to a couple of people. So a couple of people who killed bald eagles he's let out. Brenda Jean Dolans for reporting...
they're not necessarily in prison,
What are they?
You can be walking around and be pardoned for a crime.
Obi Genesta...
I'm sure that woman that poisoned the bald eagle isn't in prison.
Obi Genesta Helton of Rossville, Georgia.
What'd he do?
Unauthorized use of food stamps. They pardoned him.
Guilty.
Kerry C. Heiss of Travelers Rest, South Carolina.
You know what he did?
Yeah. What did he do?
He paid for booze with food stamps.
I don't know, but he went to jail for it, and
it's like a felony.
The president has let him out.
Thank God.
Geneva Yvonne Hogg of Jacksonville, Florida, convicted of bank embezzlement. Now, I know we have a lot of people that listen around the country and Canada also. If you live in any of these places,
Georgia,
Fort Worth, Texas, Andrew Foster Hawley of Falls Church, Virginia, marijuana and cocaine, O.B.G., I can't say that middle name, Helton of Rossville, Georgia, Kerry C. Heiss of Travelers Rest, South Carolina, or Geneva Yvonne Hogg of Jacksonville. If you know any of these people, please call us at 8884-102-102. Yes. Events of California, the Jay Thomas Show with Rodney Lee Conover. Yes, Vince, how are you?
Hey, Jay, what's going on? How was your
What's
holiday?
the worst thing you ever did? Have you ever been to jail, Vince?
Yes, I have. I had in 2002, the day after I turned 21, I got a DUI and spent the night in jail.
But you've never done
I love
anything. You've never done anything worse than that.
No, that was the only thing I've ever done.
Okay, all right. So, and we're going through the pardons here.
Are you proud of yourself, Vince?
Robert Earl Mohan of Grant, Alabama, distributing marijuana.
He got fired for that?
Roland Allen Moroff of Los Angeles, unlawful use of a telephone in a narcotics felony.
How else are you going to sell it? You know what he did?
What?
Didn't use the code.
John Edward Forte of North Brunswick, New Jersey, and James Russell Harris of Detroit, cocaine offenses. Under the Constitution, the president's power to issue pardons is absolute and can never be overruled. Ever. Yes, go ahead, Vince.
On the phone, what was the extent of that? I mean, how do you use a phone illicitly?
Watch this, Vince. Watch this, Vince.
Right.
You're the coke dealer. You're the coke dealer. Ready?
Okay. I love this. It's going to be a great day.
It's the holiday season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, watch this. You're the coke dealer, and they're... I'm in California, and you live in Arizona, so it makes it a federal offense. Okay. So you're the coke dealer, and I'm calling you. You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, Vince, how's it going?
Pretty good, Jay.
Hey, man, happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Hey, listen, I need you to send me some mistletoe, if you could. What do you?
Really?
How much mistletoe? How much mistletoe can I get, and how much would it be?
Well, that depends. How much mistletoe are you looking for?
How much mistletoe would $500 get me?
That's a lot of mistletoe, Jay. I can ship it over to you.
Sure. Okay.
You want me to,
and do you have any of the what is it?
Tinsel.
Tinsel. Any tinsel?
Mm-hmm. Tinsel? I got a lot of tinsel. It's good tinsel this time.
How much would the tinsel? You sell it by the pound?
Oh yeah, for you, we can make a deal.
I'd like a lid.
A lid of
Jay,
tinsel. Yeah. Here's the other one. Do you have any fertilizer?
Oh,
so these
Jay,
were the code words. These were the code. But you're the worst coke dealer I've ever talked to.
Yeah. Jay, if you want to do a reel, I can show you how to go down for real.
No. He got caught doing these stupid codes in the phone. Mm-hmm. They figured out what he was saying, and the guy went to jail for selling coke over the telephone and across state lines. That's what
makes it a worse crime.
The other thing is how do they?
Why is it a worse crime? Because you went over a state line. Who gives a shit?
It's bad when you take a young girl over a state line.
Story.
I did
you
that
might know
twice.
This one.
What if you're in a small state?
And you'd have to leave the state sometime. Let's say you're in Delaware and you want to cross over. Yes, Vince, what is it?
A quick related story. You know, it used to be illegal to transport pornography across state line. My buddy's dad used to do that.
You know what would be bad is if you got right to the state line and you came just as you went across the state line.
You spooged right into the other state.
Yeah. If you were in Texas,
in New Mexico,
or
you
whatever,
could spooge into Arizona,
and you just move in. Boy, the cops go nuts over that one because it's not only.
Do you think they're looking on the state line like a referee looks at the goal line?
First of all,
to see if you broke the plane.
It's littering. It's also littering, and it's a hazardous waste.
Your Honor, he broke the plane.
That's right. You know, it's funny, but you know,
we're going to watch the replay.
See if he hit the pylon. Yes. You know, okay. Thank you, Vince.
Was his knee down?
The Jay Thomas Show. Rodney Lee Conover is here. It's Sirius 108 XM 139.
The Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. The curious. The extreme. The fascinating. Jay Thomas is on the new Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139. On Stars 2, the new morning show is Me and Vinny with Vinny Politan.
Coming up on Me and Vinny, I'll be joined by a classmate of mine from high school. He's a bodybuilder, but he's also a filmmaker. Mike Alfieri will talk about his horror flick. Also, we'll talk about the world of entertainment. It's Hollywood Wednesday, and a very scary story about chloroform boobs. Watch out, guys! Me and Vinny.
Me and Vinny, where the me is you. Me and Vinny. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. East. It's the new morning show on Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Have you ever thought about saying goodbye to your job? Just walking into your boss and saying, I quit. And how would you like to commute to work without ever leaving your home? Well, not long ago, a 39-year-old entrepreneur from a billionaire family spent $20 million in 3 years to find the best home-based business in North America. He researched 70 different companies, and when he found the only one that had real long-term potential, he bought it. And right now, he's looking for people to help him turn this company into his next billion-dollar success story. So if you're serious about making money from home without having to leave your home, well, grab a pen. Because I'm about to give you the address of a website where you can learn all about this unique and rare opportunity. Write this down. www.goherenext.com. Now get on your computer and go to this site now. Part-time or full-time, your income is based totally on your performance. Interested? GoHereNext.com and say goodbye to your boss tomorrow. GoHereNext.com.
Anytime you do anything online, shopping, banking, email, you're vulnerable to the nightmare of identity thieves stealing your money.
I got an email that looked exactly like it came from my cell phone company. Next day, my bank notified me of suspicious credit card withdrawals. I spent the next 2 months cleaning up one mess after another. What a nightmare.
Don't become a victim. Protect yourself with Identity Guard Total Protection, now with ID Vault. This powerful technology scans the internet and thousands of data sources every day, and with ID Vault, lets you make your passwords, screen names, and credit card numbers virtually impossible to steal when you're online. Identity Guard Total Protection with ID Vault. Serious 21st century stuff for 21st century crime. Call 877-600-2669. Sign up now and get Identity Guard Total Protection with ID Vault free for 30 days. prices. Just pay shipping and handling. Call 877-600-2669 today. That's 877-600-2669 or visit IdentityGuard.com.
Jay Thomas. New for afternoons. New to 108 and new to XM. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. Jay Thomas. Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Chemical Romance, the Jay Thomas Show at Sirius Stars 102. Oh, no, that's wrong. We're at 108 and then XM 139. This is just something I did over the weekend. I was watching all the football games, and I wondered, what does ESPN do when the football game is on, right? They had dog obstacle course running.
Yeah.
It was like such a crazy thing to put on against football. It's like...
Well, it's a counter program. They always have...
But they totally gave up. They don't even run another sport like women's volleyball or the WNBA or something like that. They had dogs running some obstacle course. I mean,
those shows are wildly popular.
No, they're not. It's impossible.
People love dogs. Garrett, am I right?
I like the show. Did they have the deck jump?
Yeah.
Where they throw the ball off the deck and the dog...
Right, and they jump into the water.
Uh-huh.
They had all of that.
That's great.
Yeah. So the Saints were getting beat or something, so, whatever happened, I go, I'm sick of this. So I turn over to ESPN, I go, let me see what they're doing right now. Maybe there's a sports show on. That's what I thought. Maybe it's going to run, but against the games. So now you're right. I did watch it for a longer time than I thought I should have.
Yeah.
And it was the little dogs that I liked.
Wouldn't you be so proud if your dog was like kicking ass in the doggy games?
And the announcer so seriously, here comes little Jugbar.
Right. He was rescued from...
Yeah, all of that. All of that. Shit. Jugbar. And the people have him on a leash, and they let him go, and they run up an incline. Then they go through a hole.
Right.
They go through a thing. Then they go down. So the first 2 or 3 are kind of easy.
Yeah, go up a ladder and jump.
Then they jump into the person's arms. They jumped over water. What's the one that you said? They bounced the ball off the...
Well, Garrett, aren't you talking about the one where they throw something into the water and the dog has to jump off the pier?
Yeah, it's pretty much the doggy long jump.
Yeah.
The doggy long jump. You know what? I should have watched longer. Better than the Saints game, I can tell you that. So, anyway...
well, I was pulling for the Jets there, Garrett.
Yeah.
Crappy.
It sucks. Still in first, though.
Still in first.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you ever seen this guy, who I love, Garcia of Tampa Bay?
Yeah, the quarterback.
He's kind of a metrosexual.
A little bit. He's a little light, as they used to say. And
he's fabulous, right?
And I think that is the word. You pretty much nailed it.
He's marvelous. I start talking about it. I meet him in a club, and I go, man, you're marvelous, man. So he...
I think you're fabulous.
He was being interviewed after they beat the Saints, and he... all those football players wear those suits that are too tight for them.
Yeah, because they can't get the right neck size.
Whatever it is, it's stupid. He has on, not a sweatshirt, but an expensive kind of a gauze, and it's got it looks like it was rudely cut, but it was like a designer thing around the neck, and it was red. And he had his arms out to either side, kind of like in a banquet.
Little flitty.
It was flitty. He's married to a Victoria's Secret model. They'll marry anybody, though, if it was money. Didn't the guy from the Today Show marry one of those? And I say it just like that, one of those. Because when you marry, and then Harry Connick Jr. married one of those. They're gorgeous and all that, but there's no way there's anything beyond the body. And you can say there is, you can do all of it there.
Didn't you think Elle Macpherson was rather smart?
She's not a Victoria's Secret model. I'm talking about the women that work.
That's kind of
they work.
Being picky, isn't it?
No, they work for Victoria's Secret. They're not business women. They are just, semi, strippers, and they work for Victoria's Secret. That's all there is. They're not geniuses.
Some
of the other models are very smart.
Really?
Yeah, some of them are.
Name 2.
Well, this Kathy Ireland, whatever her name is, who lives in Santa Barbara, is worth $1 billion. She has furnishings and all that. Dumb as a stick on everyday things. You meet her, and she's like dumb as a stick. But she's a billionaire. And then you've got, who's the woman we had on?
Elle Macpherson, Jay.
I thought I just heard that name a few minutes ago. I just wasn't ready to hear it again. I wasn't ready. So Elle Macpherson was on, and then you have the English woman that was with Hugh Grant. Remember that one?
Boy, she's fine.
Yeah, she's a billionaire also.
Yeah.
But anyway, these other guys...
I was under the impression she was pretty smart.
Yeah. They married these... They just, sell lingerie. That's all they do. They're not businesswomen. They're like things.
Spread that ass for me, baby.
That's right. That's right.
Spread that ass for me, baby. Come on.
Hey, Garrett. Garrett.
Yeah?
Spread that ass for me.
Spread that ass for me.
Come on, baby. Spread that ass, baby. Hey, Sean.
Yes, Jay.
Spread that ass for me, Sean. Come on, baby.
Give me a little pinky.
So Rodney was saying to me, he says, I'm afraid of some of these women because they might have stuff,
Sure.
I said, you got to do it Jay Thomas style. You have them just stand in front of you, and you do everything you can do, and you
right there in the comfort of your own couch.
You just sit on your own couch, and you just and people always go, well, don't you want to do something? No, because if you get in there, it's going to rot and fall off. Oh, it's going to rot and fall off. Your nose will fall off. Your nostril hairs will go. But you do the come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, you.
Where'd that ass from?
And then...
I could just see Jay.
No, as soon as you come to fruition, you could care less if she's naked, if she's hanging from a trapeze, nothing.
When you do come to fruition, don't do it across state lines.
No, you can't. You can't do that. Because it's like also... somebody got arrested for... And it may be the same thing. I believe the misuse of hazardous waste. They also got that. So anyway,
it's kind of a boring list of pardons, though.
They say that if he gives,
there's no high profile yet. Of course, he's not out of there yet.
Yeah, any of those guys, any of that stuff. Now,
you think he'll see? I guess Michael Milken is trying to get pardoned.
They'll let him go.
Well, he's already out.
No, but I mean, they'll pardon him, and he'll be able to not have that on his record or whatever it is, because he became a big philanthropist.
I know.
And he had cancer and all that stuff. But someone told me that even though he was fined $250 million, he had another $500 million to back that up. So he didn't go broke. The fine was never was not near anything what the Wall Street guys were had on hand.
Sure.
It was nowhere near. I didn't know that. I thought they made him broke. I thought they broke him. He had $750 million. For insider trading. Richard of Alabama, the Jay Thomas Show with Rodney Lee Conover. Yes, Richard, how are you?
All right, man. How you guys doing? What's going on, Gary, Sean?
He's big, he's black, he's slapped. All right. And I mentioned yesterday that I was glad you were going to call because I wanted to talk about something. What word did I use yesterday, Sean, that kind of set you aback a little bit? What term did I use yesterday? You didn't like the term.
Those people?
No,
it was Madison. You said it was racist, and she wanted you to say racial. Yes,
racial. I said racial. It sounded racist, but I said so. Richard, Rodney is here. I was in New Orleans for the Bayou Classic, where Grambling plays against Southern University.
Oh God, yeah, okay.
And so I'm going down to New Orleans, and I called some friends, and I said, we're going to go down, we're going to go duck hunting and all, and then I'm going to spend a couple of nights in the city. And they said, oh man,
get ready.
Get ready. So I turned to my kids. I said, look, there's going to be a huge, like the Super Bowl of black football teams, and there'll be nothing but black people all over the place, and we'll be some of the few white people. My kids from California, they didn't even mean anything to them, right? So we go, and there must have been 600 police cars, Richard, with the lights going and all like that. And I don't think anything terrible happened. But the biggest complaint were from all of the guys that worked in the restaurants and the bellhops and all, that all the black people went up to their rooms and got loaded. They didn't buy any booze in the bars. They didn't do, They didn't, any room service and all. But they're bad tippers. What is that about? Is that racial, being a bad tipper?
I don't know, brother, because I tell you what, I grew up, like you probably forgot by now, I grew up in a household of teachers and preachers, right? And I was raised up on conventions and seminars and stuff. So that meant a lot of summertime vacations, springtime vacations. I was always leaving the house, going on trips. So I kind of grew up on you're supposed to tip people, and the biggest thing that my parents told me about tipping properly was that don't tip improperly because everyone says black people don't tip, and you don't want to be like that. And,
and what would be the reason for that? It was the same complaint everybody had. Is it because of they're not? You were taught, and so was I. So they're not sophisticated. But the other thing is it that there's so many black people in the service industry or something that they
don't shit?
What?
And they don't get anything. And like crabs in a barrel, or I got mine, you get yours. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Maybe 40 years ago you could use that excuse that, well, black people don't go out to eat as often as white people do, so therefore they don't know about the proper thing to do or how to carry yourself. That's not true anymore, you know? And so it's just like it's just bad education. Jay,
here's the other one. Here's the other one.
Supposed to do better.
Why do the largest black women wear the skimpiest little dresses and the tightest tops and everything else? I mean, it is...
Because I like it like that, Jay.
That's how you like it? I see. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it like that, too, because you know what I would say if I had one of those women in my room?
Spread it, baby.
Spread that ass for me, baby.
You know what? It's funny you brought that up, Jay, because I was thinking about tossing my girlfriend salad when I got back to Houston tomorrow. Yeah, and right when I was thinking that thought, I heard you tell Gary to spread them cheeks. And I was wondering, what y'all doing? What happened to you over the holidays, man?
We were basically talking about doing that, you know, with somebody that you didn't really want to touch a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. So, do that.
By the way, what you just did, that's one of the things you say when it's happening.
Yeah, baby, because you know what's coming down the pipe.
All right.
Hey, man, what'd you bag on your trip? What'd you kill?
We got some delicious ducks, which is the teal, which is the fastest duck, and we got 12 of them. And then we caught a bunch of redfish. So there weren't thousands of ducks flying over and stuff, but we shot everything we could shoot. I'm not a great shot, but the kids were killing everything. And then we have a dog, and we have P-Raw, we have airboats, you know, the big airboat. I mean, it's like visiting James Bond's, you know, like outpost. It's really cool.
Well, look here. Did you do more fishing? Did you do any fishing?
Did a ton of fishing. We probably caught 50, 60 pounds of redfish.
God, man, that redfish, I got turned out on that redfish. That stuff is good, man.
It's unbelievable. Do you go fishing?
No, I don't, man. I go to the fish markets.
Oh, all right, that's it. Well, the next time you're in New Orleans, I'll take you to a spot that's 5 minutes from the dock, and you'll catch all the fish you want, all right?
Oh, damn, sound like a winner. All right, man.
You know what?
Hey, man,
I'll tell you what, this sounds like a sports show. I know one of those fishing shows.
Is that Spicy Rice?
Hey, Richard.
Yo.
One night I was at this big convention, and it was like, I was kind of hosting it, you know, and it was like every, it was a civil rights thing or whatever, and all these incredibly smart and well-spoken, master's degrees and doctors and PhDs, but mostly black, right?
Yeah.
And so everybody was going, hello, how are you? They were like Condoleezza Rice, how are you? Nice seeing you, how are you? And so a buddy of mine was catering it, right?
Okay.
He said, hey, you hear all these really intelligent people here? I said, yeah, man. He goes, watch this. He puts down a big tray, and about 5 of them go, oh, my God, is that Spicy Rice? They became, as black as they could be as soon as the food came out. Yeah, it was great. So every time we're with a really, really smart black person, I always go, do you like spicy rice? And they go, oh, man, do I?
Well, that's an icebreaker, huh?
Yeah, buddy. All right. Thanks a lot.
All right, have fun. Hey, when Madison coming back?
She'll be back on Monday. No, Friday.
Okay, I want to give her a chin or facial, man.
Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, you'll hear some version of her this weekend. Okay?
All right.
You'll hear her again. Guys. All right, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Later.
Let's go to Black Ice of California. Yes, Black Ice, the Jay Thomas Show with Rodney Lee Conway.
What's going on, Jay, man? How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Hey, I got. You're talking about the tippers, man. I worked before I became a truck driver. I managed restaurants for several years, and I'll tell you what. Even I grew up in Southern California. There's not many black people around, but where I worked at, Even I had 2 black servers. I remember very well.
Hey, black ice.
Yeah.
Spicy rice.
What's that?
Spicy rice.
Spicy rice. Are you there?
I'm there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Now, I'm saying I had two servers that I still remember very well. Whenever
I don't think you heard me, did you, Black Ice? I said, do you like spicy rice?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love spicy rice.
All right.
Oh, yeah. The Zatarain, the jambalaya mix with some cayenne pepper and a little paprika.
Right.
And you got to get some oregano. Oh, that's some good shit.
All right. He's no longer a USC graduate, okay? He's no longer, from Southern Cal. Okay, go ahead, Black Ice.
What I was saying was, even my black servers that worked for me at the restaurant,
right?
They would see another black family come in. They would fight over who was going to take that table because they even knew that they were going to get a bad tip, or they figured they were going to get a bad tip.
Well, that's one thing that, as I'm saying to my children and everybody else, with Barack Obama as the president, not only do these stereotypes have to stop from the white side, but the black people have to change also. So the only change is a black man has ascended to the presidency. And exactly. So there are all these things that black people have done that make them, people talk about. And then there's all these things that white people do that black people either make fun of or it's called racist or whatever. So the black people have to stop doing some stuff too. So first they got to start tipping.
Well, it's called, the phrase is called self-profiling is what it is. It's self-profiling, and it's destructive. Right. It's like that black-on-black crime that was so prevalent in the 80s and the 90s.
You've got to stop the black-on-black crime. The blacks have to go back to shooting and killing the white people again. You've got to stop the black-on-black crime.
They got to go back to shooting and killing the white people. I'm telling you.
And you know what else? There's 18% Hispanics in the United States. They have to do 1.8 out of 10 Hispanics. Rodney, do you back us up on this?
Yes.
Thank you.
Keep the white women.
What's that?
Women. I said keep the white women because I love the white women. Don't kill the white women.
Do you think a black guy with a white woman going into a restaurant becomes a better tipper?
Oh, yeah. When I started dating white girls, I had to step up my game.
There you go.
Because I guess one of the biggest myths is that, back in the day, black people I believe till to this day, it's gotten a lot better. But back in the day, black people didn't make as much money on the dollar as a white person doing the same job. And it's still like that today, even with women. So one of the myths is that one reason why black families generally didn't tip as much in restaurants because they didn't make as much as their counterparts.
Well, the first thing I want to say before I say goodbye is for all of you that thought that I was going to say something horrible racist and that I was going to continue making fun of black people. That's not what I was doing. I knew that you would learn an object lesson and I would be able to turn it into something that's good for our nation. Thank you, Black Ice. Rodney Lee Conover is here. Thank you so very much. It's the Jay Thomas Show. See that, Rodney? You see, there was an object lesson that a lot of people couldn't see. I noticed how quiet you and Garrett and Sean were. I could feel some fear in you. No. Sean, object lesson. That's what I was teaching Americans and Canadians. Do you understand where I was going with it now, Sean?
I do, Jay, and it was masterful.
Thank you. You see that, Garrett, yeah. You see that, Garrett? That was not racist.
Wasn't racist.
Wasn't any of it. What it was it was an object lesson. Do you understand now?
So you weren't saying blacks are bad tippers?
No, I was not.
Oh, okay.
And if anybody calls or emails that,
you were mocking people that might say something horrible like that.
That's exactly right.
Oh.
And at the same time, I was using reverse psychology.
Aha.
So you were going, you know who really listened?
Tell me.
Racists. Racists were listening, going, he is going to say something bad about blacks.
Actually, they were saying, he's one of us.
That's right. Blacks were going, he is going to say something bad about us, and they had to listen.
And then you jumped right in and said, blacks are bad tippers.
Twisted it like that. The next thing you know, object lesson. Okay? Stay where you are. He's a humanist. It's the Jay Thomas Show at Sirius 108 XM 139.
The Jay Thomas Show. For idiots, by idiots. Non-stop idiot action. The new afternoon show on Stars 2. Jay Thomas on Sirius 108 and XM 139. Stars 2. The new Stars 2. Sirius 108, XM 139. Infinity, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. East. Sirius 6 West. Maximum Radio with Covino and Rich. Maximum Radio. Noon to 3 p.m. East, 9 a.m. to noon West. The Jay Thomas Show. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. East, noon to 3 West. All shows replayed throughout the day. New Stars 2. The new Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Want to play all the latest video games without paying up to $60 a pop to buy them? Try GameFly, the smartest way to rent video games. GameFly has over 6,000 titles, including December's hottest new releases: Gears of War 2, Prince of Persia, and Left 4 Dead. GameFly also has a huge selection of your favorite classics. Here's how easy it is. Just sign up, select your games from over 6,000 titles, and GameFly will ship the games directly to your door. You can keep the games as long as you want. There are no late fees, and shipping is always free. Once you're done playing a game, send it back, and GameFly will send you the next available game on your list. For a limited time, take advantage of GameFly's holiday offer to play all the hottest games coming out this holiday season. Try GameFly now for just $6.95 for the first month. Need a perfect gift for the gamer on your list? GameFly is offering up to a 20% discount on GameFly gift certificates. Don't miss out. Go to Gamefly.com. That's GAMEFLY.com and sign up today.
During the holidays this year, help fight poverty in New York by sharing the spirit of the season with Robin Hood holiday cards. Robin Hood helps fight poverty unlike any other organization, dedicating 100% of all donations to help impoverished New Yorkers build better lives for themselves and their families. Pick custom holiday cards, blank cards, designer cards, even cards with your corporate logo. Go to robinhood.org/holiday. That's robinhood.org/holiday, or call 212-227-6601 and give the gift of fighting poverty this holiday season.
Drive the distance with Landspan. Their amazing and dedicated teams average 2,000 miles per dispatch, run coast to coast, and enjoy great benefits plus more. Or if you're a solo who wants to run regional in the eastern states, ask about Watkins Truckload Service. Honored, trusted, be a part of the Watkins legacy. Join them. Call Landspan today at 866-758-8921. That's 866-758-8921. Or visit them online at landspan.com.
Society's oddities played like a fiddle. The Jay Thomas Show. The new afternoon show on Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139.
I'm only human, of flesh and blood I'm made. Human, born to make mistakes.
The Human League and Human. Hi, the Jay Thomas Show, brand new Sirius 108, and of course over at XM, they've never had a channel 139 on XM, and I think we're next to ESPN over on XM. Go to jthomas.com and hit on store, and you'll find all the stuff that we have there. Or we have our Merry Christmas. Got a problem with that. Now that, of course, is kind of a religious statement. And the statement is made for people that think that the word Merry Christmas has something to do with religion or Christ or any of that stuff. And I've always said that it's just a word like, how you doing? It's like happy birthday, whatever, right? And so every year it starts. That's why we have Roy Speckhart with us. Roy, you are the executive director of the American Humanist Association, and you're running the Why Believe in God campaign.
Thanks, Jay, for having me on.
Now, I don't believe in God, but I'm afraid to say it too many times for fear if we're wrong. Do you ever get this feeling, Roy? Let's say you're wrong,
right,
and you get up there, and there's something. Well, Roy, you got to think about this.
That's the old Pascal wager thing. The only thing that gets a little screwy with that is that if it turns out you're wrong, right, and in preparation for that possibility of being wrong, you say, "Gosh, I'm going to say I believe in God." I think an omnipotent God could see through that.
Yeah, but he might get a laugh.
Yeah.
See, you're You're not taking it the step further that you need to.
Yeah. You see, what you have to do is he can see through it, but when you get there,
But if you're charming enough.
Yeah, you have an argument.
You know, it's like a woman that knows you're trying to bang her, but she knows. She knows what you're up to. But if you're charming enough, you get in there. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Roy, I was driving around.
And she yells, "Oh, God," in the middle of it.
And I saw this big sign, "Why I believe in God." And I said, what is that about? And it didn't say the atheist organization. And this is a complaint I've always had. When 9/11 happened, I'm from Louisiana, when Katrina happened, you would go to this place and you would see the food being handed out by the Catholics, the Baptists, the Salvation Army, the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Tell them a story about your mom getting saved.
She got saved by a church group. That's right, a church group. The atheists...
I mean, saved her life, didn't save her from being born again.
I think the atheists have wanted to save people, just like the Christian faith-based organizations, but you haven't had a good name up to now. I like this American Humanist Association. It doesn't sound atheist. You know what I'm saying?
It's true that a lot of America seems to have the idea in their head that atheist doesn't mean don't believe in God. They think it means anti-theist, that they're out to destroy religion and take the religion away from folks.
It means evil. It sounds like when you're an atheist, people think that you will come to... I'm married. You will come to my house, and you think nothing of hitting on my wife. You would try and sleep with her, and you would be drunk, and you would do drugs, and when my daughter came in the room, you would go...
you know what? Right? When your daughter came in the room, spread that out.
No, you'd say horrible things.
And that's the nice thing about the humanist concept, is that it comes across a bit friendlier.
But in real life...
See that? But you're being kind of sneaky. I mean, it's just like hedging your bet against heaven. You're being sneaky with that humanist thing. It sounds religious. You got to admit.
It does.
It sounds religious.
Well... we don't necessarily all see it that way as a religious sort of perspective.
I'll bet if you asked 100 people, 90 of them would say it sounds like a religious organization.
This is why you're here. The American Family Association started selling buttons that say, it's okay to say Merry Christmas. The humanist entry into the marketplace of ideas, now the American Family Association, that's a religious organization.
Sure,
right?
sure.
Right. Then people thought...
Or so you think.
They thought he was the American Humanist Association. So this guy got all mad, right? This guy, Tim somebody or other. And do you say Merry Christmas?
Sure, I celebrate Christmas. A lot of humanists do, sure.
He's a humanist. That's what I mean. But you don't believe... Do you believe Moses turned a rope into a snake?
No, I haven't quite got that convinced.
I don't believe that either.
Yeah.
I don't believe that an ocean parted.
What did he turn it into then?
A tampon.
You know, that's not the funniest joke I've ever heard, but it's right up there.
Now, Roy, now that and you were an atheist and now you're a humanist, right?
Right.
And the holiday season is coming. Tell us all about these billboards.
Do your kids sit around and go, Dad, stupid humanist? What? The little kids. They sit around and they bitch at Dad that he's a humanist. They don't get any Christmas toys.
They do get toys.
No, they don't.
They do.
Not good ones.
You see, Roy? You see? That's what people think of atheists. Are you guys going to start helping at disasters now? Because
we do some of that work, although it's something I know that we need to get out there and be more public about. We've helped out, since Katrina with disaster relief and things like that. But this new ad campaign, Why Believe in a God, Just Be Good for Goodness' Sake, is really the essence of what we mean by humanism.
Better watch out.
Yep.
Better not cry.
So it's trying to give atheists a better name than...
A makeover.
Yeah.
Well, a little more than that, because humanists...
I meant that in a good way, a real good way.
Yeah, I know that you do mean it in a good way. It's just that humanism takes it a step further. It's folks who sit around and said, oh, well, we don't happen to believe in God. How do we base our opinions?
How do you? Where do you get that? Where do you get your rule book?
And
everybody has a book. Where's your book?
Experience and common practices and science and figuring out what works best.
But the word atheist is rough. The word atheist is a rough word. And
it sounds like fascist.
Yeah, it's got that Nazi.
It's got that ist.
The Nazis were atheists. The Russians, the Soviets were atheists. Remember that when they would give the speeches? So, did you used to tell people you were an atheist?
I do. I still do. The only
you need
thing
to stop
is,
that.
Are you a commie?
The only thing is,
What are you, a
like
commie?
you said, we don't want to give the wrong impression. And some folks don't quite have it in their head right what we mean by atheist, which just means, technically, you look it up in the dictionary, without a belief in God. Nothing more than that.
So you think that when we die, and I think the same thing, but I'm hoping by accident. I'm hoping that when I die and they put me in the coffin, there's a red light, and I'll just keep talking. I can just broadcast from down there. But you think when you die, do you believe in reincarnation? Can you be an atheist and believe in reincarnation?
I suppose there may be some out there who feel that way, but I don't. And humanists don't typically do that. It's anything that goes beyond the natural world and can't be proven and can't be replicated and things like that. Those aren't the things that really we stick to as sound knowledge.
Okay, all right.
Hey, are humanists good tippers?
Oh, I'm a good tipper, but then
There you
again, yeah, my wife did do waitressing during college and would hit me if I didn't. So
Now, here you are. You're an atheist, and were your parents religious?
they were Catholic.
I was raised Catholic too. Was it because of the beatings that you no longer? Was it because the crucifix was used as a weapon of mass destruction on your ass that you're not? I mean, now you can tell us that it's okay. It doesn't mean that there is a God, but sometimes, you've got to admit there are things that happen in the family that cause you to be a certain way. Was it just rammed into your head to the point that you couldn't wait for there not to be a God?
Not for me. It is true for a lot of folks that happened.
Roy?
But for me, it was...
Roy,
my
who do I... Hold it, Roy. Since you don't believe in God, who do I ask you to swear to?
You'd affirm that you're telling the truth in the courtroom.
What? Affirm?
That's what...
do you have children?
I have children, sure. I have two daughters.
Do you swear... I do this. Do you swear on your children like that? That's what I would do. That's what I would do if you're an atheist.
Yeah, that sounds pretty strong. I'd certainly be hesitant to break a promise like that.
If you were like right now, I'm going to say this to you. Did your parents beat you with a crucifix? Swear on your children.
They certainly didn't.
Okay, all right. Then I believe you. That's true. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Roy.
Well, so
what's next for the humanists, Roy?
Well, one of the things that struck me as interesting is that with this campaign that we're doing...
What is the campaign? Explain that.
It's an advertising campaign we're doing on buses and metro trains and things like that. And it's...
Sounds like there's some voiceover work,
There is not... What is it?
Jay? Voiceover work.
There is not a God, so be good for goodness sake. A message from the American Humanist Association. Is that good?
Yeah, it's terrific.
Should I hook his MP3 machine up now and we'll get this going right here?
The thing that surprises me most is that the religious right have taken this as we're trying to reach out to them and convert them, which couldn't be further from the truth and makes me wonder just how self-centered they are, because clearly we're just raising the flag.
If you're not trying to convert people, then why would you advertise?
Because, as you may know, there's a lot of folks out there who don't happen to believe in a God and want to get organized and want to get involved, but don't know anything about groups like that.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
You will admit, though, that when you have your meetings, if you want to just...
Do you have a certain handshake?
If you want to be adulterous or have sex or whatever, what stops you? Just kind of like... morals or something? Because didn't they kind of come originally? Like, don't you believe that, Rodney, that all law came originally from a religious?
Yeah, that's based.
Based, yeah. What would have happened? Wait a second. Here's the question: what would have happened had God never been invented? How would we have gotten to where we are now?
Well, it turns out that humans are rule-creating animals, and psychologists from Jean Piaget and others have found that
he made the first wristwatch, didn't he?
Kids come up with these morals and rules and ethics on their own without any
I saw Lord of the
anything.
Flies.
That's right. Roy.
I saw Lord of the Flies.
Roy Speckhart, American Humanist Organization. Why believe in a God campaign? Be good for goodness sake. Roy, thank you very much for being on the show.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Okay, Merry Christmas, Roy. Okay?
You too.
Right.
Bye-bye.
On your children's heads. It's the Jay Thomas Show. It's Sirius 108, XM 139. That was a meaningful interview.
I like that. We couldn't throw him.
No, you couldn't. You heard it all.
Yeah.
In there. They're hitting on my wife, telling my daughter, spread that ass, little girl. There ain't no God. Ain't no time limit. Ain't no rules. Spread that ass.
Led Zeppelin Radio. 24/7 Zeppelin. Listen to hear Night of the Living Lead unreleased live cuts. Zeppelin covers with the song retains the name.
Dancing days are here again.
Interview segments with Page, Plant, Jones, and Bonham.
The name Led Zeppelin was coined by Keith Moon.
Led Zeppelin Radio. The entire Zeppelin experience, including solo work and a whole lot of lead. Led Zeppelin Radio. Sirius 33, XM 39.
Who's got time to do holiday shopping these days? Waiting on the long lines, going from store to store in search of the perfect gift? Let us help you check off one more box on your to-do list this holiday season. With over 130 channels of music, talk, news, sports, and comedy, Sirius and XM have something for everyone. And with great subscriber discounts, you can get a radio like the versatile Stratus or Express EZ for as little as $19.99. Plus, additional subscriptions start at only $6.99 per month. It's like giving over 130 gifts for one small price.
Get your holiday shopping out of the way now by calling 866-9-SIRI-XM or visit Sirius.com/new radio and XMradio.com/new radio. So you gotta ask yourself, what's your time worth? Forget the long lines, going from store to store, and get the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius and XM.
FYE brings you the hottest movies on sale now. Shop FYE and get Wanted, now available on DVD and Blu-ray High Def. Hurry in now to get an exclusive two-sided Wanted poster with your Wanted 2-disc special edition. Now, the summer's biggest adrenaline rush is coming home for the holidays. Wanted is the most visually inventive action film of its kind. It's sexy, built to thrill. Angelina Jolie has never looked hotter. James McAvoy simply rocks. And Morgan Freeman elevates Wanted to the next level. And if it's action you want, FYE is the store for you. Shop FYE and get your adrenaline pumping with these great action-packed movies at hot prices. The Bourne Identity, The Bourne Supremacy, The Fast and the Furious, and Too Fast, Too Furious. Pick up Wanted on DVD or Blu-ray High Def and get a free poster with purchase while supplies last. Only at FYE. Movies, music, games, and more action-packed hits on sale now at FYE. Strictly for your entertainment. Visit FYE.com to find a store near you.
Jay Thomas Show. Every day something new, something bizarre. For you, for now. The new afternoon show on Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Sugar.
A famous program director passed away today. The guy that invented much more music. Sean, did you see that Bill Drake died?
Yeah, he was 71, I think.
Yeah, Bill Drake. Now, I wasn't in radio. I was just starting to get in radio. Hit it! And when you would listen to stations back in the 60s,
sounded kind of like this.
The disc jockey would just talk and talk and talk, and whether he was any good at talking or not, he would talk, and every show talked. They played 25 minutes of commercials an hour, and they played about 6 or 7 songs, right? This guy, Bill Drake, was in Atlanta, and he said, you know what? I'm going to start cutting the songs down. Did you ever do that, Sean? Did y'all ever edit?
Yeah, we used to edit songs, and we used to speed them up, too.
You sped the turntable up to
38.
Or, well, no, you wouldn't speed, 33 and a third, you'd speed it up to 35.
38 if you were.
No, you wouldn't put it 38.
Sometimes 38.
Too high. It's 5. It's 5 revolutions. It'd make everybody sound like a chipmunk. I'm not kidding you. And 45, Sean, we would turn up to 47. 50. No, that'd be too much. You know what's funny about, it's really funny sometimes, and then I realize you're not a professional, in radio.
You're lucky.
Garrett and Sean and when he said 45, did you both go like, like that?
What's a record?
That's right, I forgot. You're only 30 years old. Sean, how would you do it now? How would you speed up a CD?
Oh, it's so simple now with digital technology. You just type in the percentage of increase, and that's it, and it does it automatically.
So that's what we would be doing now. We would be taking it up a couple of points or whatever it is. So Bill Drake says everybody's talking so much.
The Drake?
The Drake. I am going, and the reason why I call, his real name was like Longborn or something, but he worked at WAKE, Wake, in Atlanta, and he called himself Bill Drake, the boss jock on Wake, right? So he says, I'm going to start playing everything faster, much more music and all of that, and disc jockeys can only talk for 20 seconds.
Wow. And you...
Yes, I did. And wait a minute. Wait a second. Everybody said you could never work for Bill Drake because you talk too much. I became a program director. And these radio stations, much more music. You're about to hear 26 in a row. Boom, boss radio. We do all that stuff, right? And they'd play 25 in a row, right? Then the jock would come in and he would read a card really fast. Sean, you were a fast card reader too, weren't you?
Yeah, and I had program directors who would hotline you if you went 21 seconds instead of 20.
Yeah, I mean, this went on for years. And stations were going from last to first in like 90 days. I'm in North Carolina. They give me the radio station to program. I'm 21 years old, something like that. I have a meeting. We're going to go to Boss Radio, much more music, blah, blah, blah. None of you can talk more than 20 seconds, except for me. I can talk as long as I want to. So, so I was on in the morning, and I talked as long as I wanted to talk. And if I didn't have any jokes or anything to talk about, I played 4 or 5 records in a row. Then I'd come back and but I would call people. If I went to the bathroom at night, Sean, whether I heard the break or not, I would stop at the phone, dial up the disc jockey and go, I heard that. And the guy would everybody always had broken the format or whatever. So this guy, Bill Drake, in the 70s, they call me and they try to hire me to go to either New York or Los Angeles. Either go to KHJ in Los Angeles, Sean. Remember that big giant station?
Yeah, home of Charlie Tuna and Charlie Van Dyke, wasn't it?
And they talked in 20 seconds, but they kind of told jokes and stuff, right? And I could either work midnight to 6 in Los Angeles or go to New York at 99X and work 6 to 9 in the morning, 6 to 10. And everyone said they're going to fire you and all. I went to work. They were just like me. They made everybody talk for 20 seconds except for me. I got to talk and do whatever I wanted to do. It was unbelievable. I had a great time, you know. So he's dead now. The guy, Bill Drake, is dead. But he caused all. If you listen, now Garrett, are you ready? Where this is going, everything I say today is not just an endless story. It is going to go someplace. Every story I say.
Is this an object lesson?
It is an object lesson. It's going to happen right now. Garrett, do you have any idea what I'm going to say? And this object lesson includes you. Any idea?
About the PD that died?
No. You weren't listening.
Yeah, he was.
If you would you be quiet when I'm talking to him?
The Drake died.
When you listen to 70s on 7...
Hey, Drake. Spread that out.
He's dead. When you listen to 70s on 7...
Spread that out, Jake.
Garrett, how long do I talk?
6 seconds.
Maybe a little more, but not much. Yeah. And do I ever say anything about the record before me?
Never.
No, because you only talk about the record that's starting and it moves the whole station forward. These are the tenets that I was taught. When you listen to the 70s on 7, you're not just hearing great music, but you're hearing almost an
Masters.
No, it's an archaeological thing.
Oh,
the guy's dead now, right? And some of his by the way, most of those disc jockeys, Sean, are not only are they dead, they don't work anymore, do they?
No, they're long gone.
Not me. Not me. Here I am. Here, I'm right here. I'm right here. And then 70s on 7, you hear that much more music personality format. That's the one that I know. Sean, did you ever hear about me in Canada? Hey, there's this one guy, Jay Thomas, who does the much more music personality. And what would you do when you said personality, Sean? You'd put your fingers up and make the quotation marks.
Oh, yes, that's right.
That's right. Okay, so that's it. The Jay Thomas Show, 888-4-102-102. I feel lonely for some reason. I feel as though that I'm talking and I'm making great
sense.
You're
doing that.
Well, wait a second.
You're right so far. I'm with you. Check.
You mean you don't find any of this interesting?
No. No, I checked out half hour ago.
You mean the
Stop with the Drake already.
All right. Okay, it's over. Okay. Barack Obama has given his wife...
Boy, he did.
...a $20,000...
$30,000.
Now, Sean Kelly, you were for Barack Obama before anybody else was. You were praying for this guy and all. What is that about, Sean? If he's this big Democrat and we're like in such financial trouble, why would he give his wife a $30,000 wristwatch or something? I mean, Sean, a ring, Sean.
Because he knows what's good for him, Jay.
Now, what kind of money does he make as the president of the United States?
$450,000, I think.
Yeah, but that's way more than that, because look at the perks. It's not like you're paying a rent or mortgage.
No mortgage.
Yeah, the food.
Everything's taken care of.
Car.
Transportation.
All kinds of insurance.
So the $450,000 after taxes would be $300,000, let's say. And that's it. You're just going to spend it on your wife and kids? That's great. Okay, that's right. And where did he get it?
He spent basically 10% of his take-home on the ring, isn't that?
You know what? I have to tell you, I think that was a mistake. I think it's a huge mistake. That's the bad way to walk in.
Of course, you're not the one who has to beg for that punani.
No, but
from her.
No, that's not good. That's not good at all. Let's go to Michelle Obama on the Jay Thomas Show at 888-410-102. Ms. Obama?
Hi, baby. How are you today, baby?
I'm fine. Now, Rodney Lee Conover is here also.
Hi, Rodney.
Why do you have a $30,000 diamond ring when we're going through the worst economy, since the Great Depression? I don't quite understand this.
By the way, I'm ready too, Jay, just so you know.
We're all ready. We're all ready today.
And I'm going to get ready every fucking night I'm in that White House. You can believe that shit.
Yeah, but I don't believe a $30,000 ring has any place on the finger of our new change president or his wife.
Let me tell you something, Jay. Mm-hmm. By the way, when I tip, I throw diamonds on the fucking table, so let me start there.
Is that spicy rice?
Oh, I love me some spicy rice. I'll spread my ass for spicy rice.
We have certainly gotten off a track here.
Not right.
Yeah. So the ring is it an engagement ring? Is it a wedding ring because you were so poor? No. What is it?
No. It's appreciation for dragging my black ass all over the country, listening to the change and all the bullshit every night. Then I gotta suck his dick every night so you don't get no fucking headache. What do you think? Fucking ring, I deserve that.
Ladies and gentlemen, celebrity voice impersonator of the J-Time. Let's hear it for Mrs. Michelle Obama, everybody. And thank you very much, Michelle. All right, thank you very much. And the explanation. All right, and the $30,000 ring. Garrett, thank you very much for that. Thank you. Brett, you see, another object lesson of Tampa, the Jay Thomas Show. Hi, Brett, how are you?
I'm good, Jay. Listen, Jay, I've listened to your show forever on Sirius, right?
And this is the last time, isn't it?
No, since day one. But I never got a chance to check out your 70s show until a couple of weeks ago.
It's on from 8 until noon Eastern time.
Guys playing Peter Frampton?
We play the one record.
And then Jay mentions that, yes, he only had one hit.
I say it all the time.
How about Pink Floyd?
Wait 1 second.
Pink Floyd?
What do you want me to do, Garrett? Lie?
I'm just saying what you do.
Guy had one hit. This is what he's famous for.
He did not have one hit.
I did all that. That was it. And then after that, and listen.
I want you.
He couldn't sell, his mother didn't buy his second album.
Away.
He never had another record. Maybe it went out, but his second album bombed.
Don't be dissing Peter Frampton.
Not dissing him. I give information on that show.
You're dissing him. Don't diss the playlist.
Go ahead, Brent. Is it Brent?
Yeah, it's Brent. It's Brent.
Hello, Brent.
Next up is House of Pain.
You swear in your children's heads your name is Brent?
I swear on, yes.
Of course you do. Mm-hmm. Now, if I said, do you swear to God, you could forget the,
No, I swear to God.
You would? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that people like this humanist, they always have to be telling you what they are? And I don't care. It was like that woman that wanted to legalize prostitution in San Francisco, and I kept saying, but you're a whore.
You know what I forgot to say to her?
What?
Spread that out.
They do it because it makes them cool.
I said, cool. But you're trying to legalize, you're just like a stinky old whore. And like she would laugh it off and everything else. And the same thing. So what? You're an atheist. You don't need to tell anybody. If you don't need to tell anybody. You don't need to have a whole group and all that stuff. People ask me about religion, whatever they are. Whatever they are. I mean, what's crazy is that the Muslims do not recognize Jews as God's people. You realize that, right?
Yeah. I realize it.
Jews do not recognize Jesus as the Messiah. Protestants do not recognize the Pope as the leader of the Christian world. And Baptists don't recognize each other at Hooters. Did you know this?
Yes, I did.
Buddha doesn't recognize anyone. He's squinting.
Brent, what did you call about?
Well, I wanted to say that I really like that 70s show that you do. It's well produced. I like it when you tell the story. You were telling some story about the guy from the Blue Notes that was like driving around with a prostitute or a transvestite.
That was Teddy, what's his name? Pendergrast.
Was that who it was? I thought it was
yes, he was driving around with a transvestite.
That's not the right name.
Teddy Pendergast. Teddy. Yeah, no, it's Teddy.
It was like Kraft or.
No, Teddy Pendergrast. Is it Pendergast? Pendergrast? Whatever. Oh. He was driving around. Now wait a minute. This is, I'm sure, alleged. Alleged.
Alleged.
I happened to be in the music industry at the time, so it was alleged. But he was driving around with a lady of the night who turned out to be a transvestite. And he had a car wreck with the woman attached to him, and he was paralyzed from the neck down. It's Teddy Pendergast, isn't it? Yeah.
Pendergrast, yeah.
Right. Pendergrast, right? So that's a story as I heard it, back then. So that's why the 70s show is so good. I impart knowledge. How many hits did Peter Frampton have, Brent?
I think he had like maybe 2 or 3.
1.
No.
You're a big fan of the show? You don't even know I said that over and over again? He had 1.
I liked it when you said about Jay Ferguson, about them sticking their asses up in the air on the album cover. That was pretty funny.
Thunder Island.
Thunder Island and cutting farts. But you know the Nirvana album cover that has the baby swimming and you see its little penis? Mm-hmm. That kid, I guess it's
all grown up now.
It's the 25th anniversary of that thing. And we tried to have that kid on here, and his dad wanted $500. Sean, did you see that email?
Yeah. It has to be the 15th anniversary.
The 15th anniversary. The guy wanted, $500 for us to interview the kid, Sean? With the little tiny penis?
He's out talking to Madison.
How much is that per centimeter?
I have no idea. But are you kidding me? And then he sends me an email and says, my son's having to get up early in the morning to talk about his penis on this album cover. And he's not making any money out of it. So he wanted $500. And I said, I don't want to, I just want to talk to the kid. That's all.
Yeah.
So that
was
it.
Have you seen the bass player for Nirvana? He's like fat and bald now.
Everybody is.
Yeah, so am I. What of it?
That's right. It happens.
Hey.
I have a question about the 70s show. Do you actually do the show along with the records, or do they insert your voice?
No, I am live every Saturday morning. I am live. Got a cup of coffee in front of me.
I don't believe
the tunes.
I hate waking up so early.
Yeah, got the tunes going. Garrett's the producer. It's a well-produced show.
It is.
It is a well-produced show. Doesn't it sound live?
The music sounds live, but it sounds like they insert you between the songs.
How could the music be live?
Right now, Brent...
It's 70s music. How could it be live?
Brent, I'd like to insert something in you right now, okay, for bringing this up.
What do you mean, live?
Wait a second. I sound
Peter
like...
Frampton is in studio singing?
I sound like an insertion to you? Is that what you're saying?
Pink Floyd got back together?
I sound like, a penis? Something being inserted into somebody? Is that what you're saying, Brent? Is that what you're saying about my 70s show? I sound like I've been inserted in something? When I pull myself out, do I smell bad?
Hey, Jay. Spread that ass, baby.
Yeah.
Spread that ass, baby.
I am not inserted in anything, my friend.
So you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning and do that show.
I do.
God bless you, Jay.
All right. Thanks a lot. See you later. Brett, whatever your name is. Carl of New Hampshire, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Carl, how are you?
Jay, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Listen, I think it's a little suspicious that while you were supposedly duck hunting, 200,000 inflatable breasts turned up missing from a shipment. And it wasn't pirates. Don't blame it on the pirates.
Where did that happen?
Some kind of overseas shipment. All of a sudden, 200,000 inflatable breasts show up missing.
Why would they steal those? Who would steal? Where would they fence the inflatable breasts?
There is a huge market for inflatable breasts, Jay. You trying to tell me you don't know about that?
Well, you know, in Japan, all kidding aside, men wear bras in Japan. Did you know that? It's a huge rage.
You're kidding me.
No. Garrett, do you have the commercial for the Japanese men wearing bras? Not the commercial, it's a news story, isn't it, Garrett?
If you thought bra wearing was the preserve of women, then get ready to think again, because men all over Japan are hitching up their moobs, finding out their cup sizes, and getting in touch with their feminine side.
I like this tight feeling. It feels good.
Yes, well, Akiko is the woman behind this underwear revolution. She started selling men's bras online from her Tokyo shop, The Wish Room.
Oh, wonderful.
I think more and more men are becoming interested in bras. Since we launched the men's bra, we've been getting feedback from customers saying, like, wow, we've been waiting for this for such a long time.
No, it's an interpreter.
Customer base that was waiting to see this kind of product.
The bras cost around £20 each. They come in a variety of sizes and are available in black, white or pink. So they'll keep your moves under wraps with even the most unforgiving of outfits. Well, that's the idea anyway. Not everyone is sold on this though. Thousands of people have been commenting on the bras on Japan's top social networking site. As well as smoothing the male silhouette and starting a new trend, Akiko is hoping her man bras will achieve what so many women's magazines have been trying for so long, by giving men a better understanding of how it feels to be female, so that they end up becoming gentler and more caring.
There you go.
Oh.
So
okay,
the reason. Wait one second. The reason why you didn't hear any Japanese people was because it's taken from a video.
It's phony.
No, it isn't phony. In the background, and then they would interpret it, and we cut the Japanese out of it. It would have run for 20 minutes.
Why would a man want his flabby breast to be, lifted and separated?
Garrett, would you go online, type in man bras, and find out why they need it?
I will not.
Maybe Japanese men have, what do you call it, the inverted chests. I don't know.
This not only explains the missing breasts, it also explains the huge spike in bicycle pump sales in Japan. Thank you, Jay. I'm sorry.
All right, Carl. Thank you very much. Carl, you brought complete silence to the show. And I swear on my kids. It's the Jay Thomas Show, Sirius 108, XM 139.
Jay Thomas. Show. The afternoon drive show on the new Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139. The new Stars 2. Sirius 108, XM 139. Infinity, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. East. 3 to 6 West. On the Infinity replay directly after the show. Maximum Radio with Covino and Rich. Noon to 3 p.m. East, 9 a.m. to noon West. Maximum Radio with Covino and Rich. Replayed from 6 till 9 p.m. East. The Jay Thomas Show. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. East. The Jay Thomas Show. Replayed from 9 to midnight Eastern. The new Stars 2. The new Stars 2. The new Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139.
You guys ready for the game? Yeah! I can't hear you!
All right. Well, management told me they weren't paying me for pep talks, so I'm going to stop now.
You know that place between saving money and sacrificing quality?
We are so there.
What's the point of saving money if you get lousy results? Especially when it comes to car insurance. State Farm can give you the right amount of coverage, plus with discounts up to 40%. You'll like how much you can save.
Call, click, or visit and start saving today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Discounts may vary 5 to 40% state to state.
Yeah! My corporation wants to say happy holidays to small business owners. I'm Deborah Sweeney, General Manager of My Corporation. As our gift to satellite subscribers from December 1st to 5th, My Corporation is offering free corporations and LLCs. Go to mycorporation.com or call us at 877-MyCorp2. That's 877-692-6772. Use coupon code MYGIFT. From our business to yours, happy holidays. My Corporation is a document filing service and does not provide legal or financial advice. Shipping, state, and publication fees are additional.
Gentlemen, this message is for you if you're using either Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra, or perhaps you never have, and it's about time. ClassicTabs.com now has all 5 performance enhancers, Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and 2 new fast-acting tablets that melt under the tongue. Both start to work in as little as 15 minutes. You choose. Go online to ClassicTabs.com or give us a call at 1-800-640-7032. Your prescription will be filled by a U.S. licensed physician, delivered overnight in a privacy envelope right to your door. Now there are 5 male enhancers to choose from: Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and 2 new fast-acting tablets that melt under the tongue. Your decision, your choice. It's that simple. That's ClassicTabs.com, ClassicTabs.com, or call 1-800-640-7032. ClassicTabs.com.
The Jay Thomas Show. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. The curious, the extreme, the fascinating. Jay Thomas is on the new Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Sunny Day Real Estate. Wow, where are you getting these from, Garrett? You're working overtime back there. Hey, the Jay Thomas Show. Of course, it's 108 or 139 over at XM, 8884-102-102. Rodney Lee Conover is here also. And the man of 1,000 faces. It should be 1,000 voices. The man of 1,000 faces, Fred Travalena, will be with us in a few minutes.
No way.
Every year he has a Christmas song or 4th of July. He has a...
Is he doing all the popes this time?
I don't know.
Remember he did all the presidents?
He did all the presidents, yeah. And Fred and I had a couple of rough patches there. I've known Fred a long time. A couple of years ago, I said, gee, you kind of sound like yourself or something. And he got upset. Were you there, Garrett, when that happened? Sean, you were there, right?
I was there. I wish I was there.
Yeah. Sean, it was a couple of... Then last year, he was in intensive care, and his wife came on and did all his voices, which I thought was kind of crazy that the wife could do it.
It was funny.
It was good. It was good. The wife came on. Didn't tell us what he was in the hospital.
What's the new thing this year?
Well, he's selling...
What can we look forward to?
He's selling his 12 Days of Christmas special video.
And are there impersonations?
I'm sure there are. He has added to the 12 Days of Christmas Jack Nicholson, Bill Cosby, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's added new impersonations.
And a partridge in a fucking pear tree.
And if you go to YouTube, Tony and Vinny's Pizza, The Crust You Can Trust, with another guy, Fred, they play 2 guys running a pizza place. So they're on the YouTube. They've got a show on the YouTube. And then you got all this, Fred Travalena stuff, but he's always selling stuff. And he sells these songs. I guess I said something, I don't know who buys the songs or something like that. Who buys the CD or whatever. And it came off wrong,
5 golden rings. You know what I mean?
That's their... Say spread your ass as Jack Nicholson.
Spread your fucking ass already.
All right, there you go. Sounded just like him to me. Jim, you know what? Don't do that before Fred comes on. I don't want you to outdo him. All right. Jim of Toronto, the Jay Thomas Show with Rodney Lee Conover. Yes, how are you, Jim?
Hey, I'm good. I like that last part about the Japanese men wearing bras.
Yeah, but these...
why did you like
Wait a minute. Everybody thinks we made that up. Just be quiet for 1 second. Play the beginning of the newscast. No, you talked over it. Play just the beginning of it. Didn't make this up.
If you thought bra wearing was the preserve of women, then get ready to think again, because men all over Japan are hitching up their moves, finding out their cup sizes, and getting in touch with their feminine side.
All right, thank you, Garrett. There you go.
Is it that hard to believe that Japanese men are wearing bras? Like, come on.
Yes.
And this is Japan we're talking about, right?
What else do they do?
Yeah, what, now, is it because they have those flat, kind of sissy chests?
I just think it would be nice to have the girl, like, struggle with trying to take my bra off once in a while.
Why would she want to get at your nipples?
Because I'm lactating.
Well, there you go.
Hey, you know what, man? Spread those nipples.
I got to tell you that...
never disappoint.
They don't explain on the tape... Garrett, go back to...
is it to support flabby man boobs? Or
I'm going to have to listen more carefully.
It's to make their silhouette or whatever sleeker.
Okay, hold on.
So it's to make their pecs look better.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's
not a bra.
If you're wearing a toupee... No,
it looks exactly like a bra.
Does it really?
It's a black bra.
Like an A-cup bra.
Is it the clasp in front or in back?
In back.
Yeah.
If you wear a toupee and you go to bed with somebody, you sleep with a woman, you don't like whip the toupee off, you go to bed with her. It's like you're going to take your clothes off.
People wear their toupees to bed? No, they don't. They put it on that fake head on the
I don't think you pick somebody up in a bar, take them home to sleep with them, and you whip your toupee off. They met you with a full head of hair.
So you actually sleep in the bed with a toupee on?
I'm sure you... listen, call us at 888-4-102...
Don't you bring a travel head with you?
102.
Carrying around the bar
with the
white
with the needles in it that you stick the hair. Call us at 888-4-102-102. If you wear a toupee, do you wear the toupee when you're getting laid? That's the question. Now, Jim in Toronto, you would wear this bra thing, and when you put on your outfit, you would suddenly have a very masculine chest. That's what it's for. It's cosmetic.
Well, I went to the local Salvation Army here, and I bought a prosthetic boob. I guess it was for a breast cancer survivor or whatnot. And
you're a good person.
In my basement.
You're a giver.
You mean, you bought it and you kept it for yourself?
No, it's just in my basement. I'm just waiting.
Do you use it for the old Jay Thomas routine?
I touch it sometimes. It feels weird. The more you touch it, the firmer it gets.
And when you're doing that, what do you say to the breast?
I say, quit lactating, quit dripping.
No. See, the joke there would have been spread something.
Spread your areola, baby. Spread that areola. All right, Jim, thank you very much. That's Jim of Toronto. So the sad thing is, though, is when you get home and you start taking your clothes off, I guess you'd go, I'm going to go in the bathroom for a minute and I'll come back out, and the guy takes it off and hides it.
Now, wouldn't you catch a peek at yourself in the mirror when you come home from the office and just go, what have I become? What happened to me?
What have I turned into?
Yeah. When did my life take this left U-turn?
How about if it's really...
You know what I mean? You catch yourself in the mirror at certain... You ever bend over in the bathroom and catch yourself in the mirror and it's that Billy Goat shot? And you're like, oh my God.
And you think,
how can a woman even
exactly
near me?
How could a woman
what
look
woman
at
in
this
her right mind
would touch it?
Would put her tongue on any of that?
Oh man. Gary, you ever look in the mirror and go, who wants this?
Yeah, what happened?
Recently. Ever since I quit smoking, I got fat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's disgusting.
And she loves you, doesn't she?
She's
does.
Always. You're not fat.
When you
yes, I am.
Does she ever call you during the day or text you and say, "I miss you"? Do you miss me? Does she ever do that?
Constantly.
Yeah,
constant. Oh, I hate
we
it.
like that. Yeah.
Does she abbreviate because it's texting?
No, it's "Do you miss me?" with like 7 question marks after it.
Well, she knows you don't miss her. Yeah. The 7 question marks means.
What do you text back, Garrett?
Sometimes I'm sarcastic, just like, "Oh, I can't express in words how much I miss you," and stuff like that.
You never text back to spread that ass.
No, you know what?
No one is picking up on my callback.
You need to go sorta and put 7 exclamations behind it.
Okay.
Kinda. The exclamation points will confuse her. Like
whatever with several colons.
Is he kidding or whatever? Yes, Steve of Colorado, the Jay Thomas Show. First of all, if anybody calls who wears a toupee, I will allow them. Sean will give them our Merry Christmas. Got a problem with that holiday T-shirt from jthomas.com. For the first person that I discuss sex and toupees. Are you ready for that, Sean? Could you handle that when the phone
calls? I can
calls
handle that, Jay. I'm ready.
So when they start roaring in. Yeah, Steve of Colorado, the Jay Thomas Show. You wear a toupee, do you, Steve?
Yeah. Am I on the air? Hello?
You're on the air now.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hey, Jay. Fuck you.
You're a toupee wearer?
Yeah.
Well, why are you so angry at me? Wait a second. I'm just asking a question.
Actually, you might remember me. I called you about a year ago, and I asked if this was Jay Thomas, and I just said, fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of
this is great. Well, hold it a second. It's great hearing from you again. It's great hearing from you. Thanks. What do you want me to do? Get upset? You sound angry. If you wear a toupee, here's the question. When you bring a woman home, do you whip the thing off, or do you just sleep with her and then it stays on your head? That's the only question I have. By the way, if you keep this up, we may give you 2 gifts from jthomas.com. All right? So
actually, I don't wear a toupee. I just have to get past your call screener.
So you just wanted to tell me to go fuck myself. How do you feel right now?
I think Garrett gave him the old Sphinx.
No, we never hang up on anybody. Well, gosh darn it, that's terrible. You know what's funny?
You know what I think is funny
is
that he called a year ago and said "fuck you." So he had a whole year to think of something, and he said, "Fuck you, I'm going to do that again."
Oh man,
I had a whole year to prep.
You know what though? People do that and they don't think that it doesn't hurt my feelings.
Does it?
It does.
It does.
It really does. Makes me feel bad.
Hey, Jay.
Somebody who waited an entire year to...
That is a long time.
To call me back and...
Scheming
all year long.
You 3 more months. Watch me.
And he was so disappointed, remember me? Like that.
You may remember me. Last year I said fuck you.
If you'd have said it on my phone, I might have saved it for the entire year.
That's right. And used it as your ringtone.
Yeah. Hold on, it's my phone.
It's me again. Fuck you.
Listen.
Hey, what do you think this guy's going to do next year?
I don't know. You know what? After he said it, he waited a long time.
Yeah, there was a big pause.
Yeah, I was more interested in what I could have possibly done to have ignited his ire.
Why didn't you ask him?
I did. I said, what could I have done? And he said it again, right? And then he said he didn't wear a toupee. And you know what, Sean? You're so easy to trick. You couldn't tell what that guy was going to do?
No.
He had no interest in what we were talking about. He called through to hurt me, and you let him in.
When he called, it sounded like his Velcro was really tight, and so that's why I let him on.
You know something? You don't get any kind of feeling from the callers, the ones that are going to try and hurt me, as opposed to the caller. The every now and again caller.
The throng of one.
You never get a feeling, Sean, about the ones that are going to do nothing but injurious things to me?
I like those ones especially.
I bet you do. Why is it that everybody wants to see... I mean, I know all of you think you can do the show better and all of that, but did you really want... I mean, you like it when I get hurt? Because that hurts me.
I didn't hurt you today.
No, you didn't, but other people did, and you like it.
That's true.
Sean likes it, too.
You make a point.
And Garrett likes it also.
He loves it.
You don't think that tonight, before I go to bed, out of everything that happens today, I'm not going to remember that guy? I hope you're happy, Steve of Colorado, okay? I hope you're happy, okay? And then next year, what happens, okay? So it's going to be like...
Oh, is this Jay Thomas? This is Steve of Colorado. Fuck me. Oh, shit! Fuck you is what I meant.
No, but I'm going to do like Letterman. Every year, Steve of Colorado comes on. Mark the date. The 2nd day of December, Steve of Colorado comes back and does that crazy fuck you Jay show, all right? It is the Jay Thomas Show. That's Rodney Lee Conover. Fred Travellina is on the way.
Jay Thomas. New for afternoons. New to 108 and new to XM. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. Jay Thomas. Sirius 108 and XM 139. On Stars 2, the new morning show is Me and Vinny with Vinny Politan.
Coming up on Me and Vinny, I'll be joined by a classmate of mine from high school. He's a bodybuilder, but he's also a filmmaker. Mike Alfieri will talk about his horror flick. Also, we'll talk about the world of entertainment. It's Hollywood Wednesday, and a very scary story about chloroform booze. Watch out, guys! Me and Vinny.
Me and Vinny. Where the me is you. Me and Vinny. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. East. It's the new morning show on Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Did you know the most common cause of blindness in people aged 60 and over is a chronic condition called wet age-related macular degeneration, or AMD? The good news is that wet AMD doesn't happen overnight, though in some people it can develop very quickly. It begins with symptoms including wavy lines, hazy vision, and blurriness. So if you aren't seeing clearly, see an eye doctor and get checked out right away, because early detection followed by proper treatment by a retina specialist is key. This message was brought to you by the American Society of Retina Specialists and Genentech.
If the IRS tells you that you still owe back taxes, what can you do? Or if the state tax collector threatens you with wage garnishments, penalties, or seizures, what are your options? As an honest, hardworking American, you do have rights. If you owe the IRS or state at least $15,000, call American Tax Relief. They've helped thousands of people, like you, eliminate up to 85% of their delinquent taxes. Just call 800-622-5651. If you qualify, American Tax Relief Relief can settle your tax debts for less than you owe, remove penalties and interest, and get the collector off your case. Don't let your tax problem get worse. Call American Tax Relief for a free consultation and see how much money they can save you. Call 800-622-5651. If you qualify, you can save up to 85% on the taxes you owe. Call right now. 800-622-5651. That's 800-622-5651.
I'm home.
Father, you're back. Did Mr. Scrooge give you a raise?
No, but I did get some extra cash from PaydayMax.com. Now we can stuff ourselves with a Christmas dinner.
Oh boy, a real Christmas dinner. I can't believe it.
Stuff yourself this holiday season with a cash advance from PaydayMax.com. Low fees, easy application. Apply online at PaydayMax.com or call 1-866-850-0363.
It'll be a Christmas to remember.
The Jay Thomas Show. For idiots, by idiots. Non-stop idiot action. The new afternoon show on Stars 2. Jay Thomas on Sirius 108 and XM 139. Stars 2.
High up in the city, Manhattan filled the sky. The streetlights below through the fresh fallen snow, and it sparkled to the star-filled sky. There is nothing like Christmas in New York City or Manhattan if you prefer. On a date with my favorite city, I wrote this Christmas love song for her. Lady Manhattan, dressed up in your holiday gown.
That's the music and the voice of Fred Travelina. Fred, welcome back to the Jay Thomas Show at Sirius Satellite. How are you, Fred?
I'm good, Jay. How are you?
Good, and my friend Ronnie Lee Conover is here. Now, Fred, I don't know a lot about music, but I know there should have been some rapping in there to make this thing a better seller. Fred, you should have gone into your, one of your rap voices, Ice-T or something.
Yeah. Seen all the presents under the tree. I looked in the mirror. I said that was me.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a second. Play the song again. And Fred, I want you to add the... Oh, well, here we go, Fred.
Manhattan.
Go ahead, Fred. Go ahead.
Okay.
Here we go. Turn it down. Go ahead.
Okay. On a sunny winter's day, we watch the children play. I said, let's go out, get ourselves a lay. No, that's just...
Fred Travelina. Fred, thank you. And every year you come on. Last year, you were ill or something, and your wife came on. She was delightful.
Yeah, she was, and we had a tape of that, and I knew she would do great. And, she one of the reasons I'm in this business at all. She's the one that kept at me.
She kept saying, you do voices, you should do it for a living. Is that what she said?
Yeah, she did. When I was in the Army, I was in entertainment, and she came in to audition for a show, and I said, I'm going to marry that woman, and I did.
What was it that attracted you? The ass, the legs?
Everything.
All of it?
Yeah, I mean, she would just walk into this theater, and I went into...
But you hadn't even spoken to her, so
no,
it wasn't mental, it was strictly physical in the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Okay.
Absolutely right.
I love when guys say, I saw this woman, I wanted to marry her, and I'm thinking, but you haven't spoken to her yet, right?
No, it had not. It just was one of those things I knew it was going to be.
She just sent off a thing.
She sure did, son. I'll tell you what. I went back to my barracks that night, and I said, I can't believe it. My head is not on straight. My nose is clogged up. My feet are moving in the wrong way, all because I looked at this little blonde girl.
So now, would you do the voices in bed?
You mean...
No, I mean, I don't do impersonations or impressions of people. There are people that I would love to, like Jack Nicholson, having an orgasm. I mean, it would be you could become.
Well, yeah, that's the deal. You see, when you're married to an impressionist,
She has an advantage. She has a billboard chalkboard outside the bedroom. And I'll come up there and she'll say, tonight, Tom Cruise, you know.
Okay, what do you do?
I do the best I can.
You chase the gardener.
You know, or she says, you know, any night she says Richard Simmons, I got a problem.
You do.
By
the way,
I'm coming to the room tonight. Let's throw some discs around.
January the 19th, the Show Palace Theater in Hudson, Florida. February the 7th, you're going to Mexico. Man, oh man, you're not going to bring anybody back with you, are you? You're going to keep...
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going there just to test out the law.
December the 4th, no, that's next year. You're already booked into next year. Yeah. And Fred, it says here that you have added Jack Nicholson, Bill Cosby, and Arnold Schwarzenegger to your repertoire of like 1,000 different voices.
Yeah, well, I use them at this time of the year for the 12 days of Christmas. I have each one of those guys doing a different thing, you know.
Is that too hard to do for us now, or is it?
No, I'll do it backwards. I want to go through it frontwards and say, so it'll be, let's see, wait a minute now. Nicholson, Satchmo, Arnold, Jack Lemmon, Pesci, De Niro. I hope I remember this.
And you do it backwards.
Sindel, Michael, Sinatra, Clouseau. Yeah, so I'll start with
FredTravelina.com, Travelena.com, and you can see all the stuff, all the merchandise on the website, plus that song that you heard earlier, and find out where Fred is going to be. Now, you do this a cappella, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Christmas album is it's basically the Christmas Suite, Christmas in Manhattan, and it's all songs about Christmas. Probably the most right on for the season is the actual song Christmas in Manhattan.
We had Tony Danza on the show. You're a much better singer than Tony Danza.
Well, thank you. Tony does a good way of talking.
You know, he talked to me as if he was my 80-year-old uncle. You're right. You did the right voice. Yeah. And he's like, I talked about boxing, and he became 80 years old.
I know, and he's all over the place. Yeah, that's okay. So.
All right, the 12 Days of Christmas, go to FredTravelina.com. Right. Every year during the holidays, Fred comes and spreads cheer. These are the 12 Days of Christmas. Remember, this man won some big Italian award, didn't you? Like the Club Italia, something like that?
A couple of those. I got a star in the Hall of Fame and all that kind of good stuff.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so I'll just go right down the list. We start with Jack Nicholson. Nicholson.
Sure. We don't need you to tell us. You sound exactly like every person you do.
I won't tell you. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Well, it was 12 drummers drumming, okay? 11 pipers piping, 10 lords sleeping. Well, you see it. Was 9 ladies dancing.
And it was 8 maids of milking. I break both your fingers, you touch them breasts. Hey, over here.
7 swans are swimming. Understand what I says? Don't touch the swans. Don't touch the swans.
Yeah, 6 feet of lane. This is Richard Simmons. I love anything that's laying. A gold ring. Woo!
Yeah, 4 ring-a-ding swinging calling birds, Pally. 3 French hens. 2 turtle doves, you see. And George W. and a partridge in a pear tree.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Travelina. Now, I don't have a studio audience, so it's just me clapping, Fred.
That's okay.
So that's it. Go to FredTravelina.com and play the song one more time, Garrett Andrews. Fred, thank you very much. Wish Merry Christmas and all that to your wife. I tell her we had a great time last year. And thanks again, Fred. I appreciate it.
And thank you.
All right. Fred Travelina.
Take care.
All right, buddy. Christmas time has started, hasn't it?
High up in the city, Manhattan filled the sky.
Fred gone now, Sean?
The street lights below through the fresh fallen snow.
Fred?
And it sparkled to the stars.
I was embarrassed.
Is he gone?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
There is nothing like...
There you go. Boop. Fred Travelina. It's a part of the Jay Thomas Show. This is the...
I can name all 12 impressions.
It's the fifth year that we've had him on, and it's the best that the interview's ever gone. And Sean, was he happy with it? You sound happy?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Good. Now, he sounded like a couple of people.
I heard Jack Lemmon.
I heard De Niro.
I heard De Niro. I heard Pesci, of course.
Joe Pesci, and he said Richard Simmons.
Right.
Who
Thank God.
Who did you hear, Garrett?
I heard Fred Travellina. And then I think it was followed by Fred Travellina with a list.
And then F. Travellina.
Let's go to Terry of Ohio, the Jay Thomas
Followed by
Show.
Fred T.
Yeah, he sucked 5 years ago, and he sucks today. He lays down and just like Fred Travellina. He sucks. I mean, guys.
Well, I don't know what to say. He's a wonderful man. His wife is
exactly. Bless your heart. You were so nice to him this time.
Yeah, he's a wonderful person, and I really did hurt.
You mean FT?
I really did. I hurt his feelings a few years back.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Sean, can you get Art Sears on the phone if he's still around? Because Art, is a lovely man himself. And he sent me any number of messages and notes to be as kind as I could be, because Fred is a huge fan in the whole thing.
Well, I can't talk. The fucking guy sucks.
All right.
He sucks.
All right.
You were nice to him. Bless your heart. But
all right. Thank you, Terry of Ohio. Thank you very much. The Jay Thomas Show. There you go. He works quite a bit. Star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, songwriter, sings around town and then sells these Christmas albums, and then sometimes around the 4th of July he does an inspirational kind of a American thing, Is
that when he does the presidents?
He does the presidents, he sure does. Even the one there's no sound on. Let's go to Art Sears, the executive talent producer of the Jay Thomas Show. All right, welcome back to the show.
Who is this?
Everybody wants to know, where do you get the guests from? How do you get the poop book guys? How do you get the woman, from the religion, the crazy religion, the summums that are in the Supreme Court? And then you bring Fred Travellina on. I don't know if you heard it or not. But
oh, my God. Wasn't he fantastic, though?
He was fantastic.
Oh,
and now he doesn't have any reason to call you and say anything.
No, not at all. Are you kidding me? I have the stiletto, so I taped that, and I'm going to play that over and over again.
He has no reason to say anything. No,
you were very nice. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. You know what? I like Fred, but the truth is, Art, it is kind of odd that he does kind of sound like himself, and did he sound like other people at one time?
Well, he did it kind of fast, so I couldn't really. I'm sure if he slowed down a few amps or whatever, then he would sound.
What was the one that sounded like that? Was that Edith Bunker? He doesn't still do.
He's done Vegas. He's done all kinds of Ed Sullivan shows and all that. You haven't done that.
No, Ed was dead by the time I got into show business, so the show wasn't available to me.
He's good.
Now, December the 18th, if you were in New York City, Caroline's has Jay Thomas and Friends, an evening with Jay Thomas and Friends. Ronnie Lee Conover of Bachelor Man fame. Go to bachelorman.com. We'll be there. Shuley will be the headliner that night. I'll be hosting the show. And then, Art, you used to be a stand-up comedian.
I'll be there. I'm coming. I wouldn't miss that for anything. You're no Fred Travellina, but I'm sure you're going to be great.
Now, what sort of stuff did you do when you were stand-up?
I was younger. I mostly wrote for comedians. I did stand-up, but I used, props. I had this big picture of Gloria Vanderbilt, and you know how I don't know if you know, but her hair used to go out, point down on both sides, and I'd hold it up. It was a really ugly picture. Her hair would be, and I'd say, wow, look, she's so ugly, even her hair's trying to get away from her. And it would be really, you had to see it. It was like visual kinds of stuff. It was really,
You held up a picture. It was like a picture of Albert Einstein.
Yeah, well, you'd have to have the hair pointing away from
So you brought that, did it ever die? Did that bit ever, no?
Oh, my God, yeah. But I'd always blame the audience, of course, much as Rodney does, I'm sure. It's never your fault. It's a crappy audience. And then I did, I did one, I just found out my best childhood buddy was gay. I should have known. When we were kids, he used to suck my thumb. And that kind of stuff, Oh, my God. People would be on the floor.
Tell Rodney who your manager was. The guy
Jackie Kahane. Jackie Kahane was a great, great guy. He opened for Elvis Presley. He was Elvis's only opening act for years and years. And then after Elvis died, he went into managing comedians. And he managed some big people. He managed a friend of mine, Bruce Kirschbaum, and he's a writer on, he's been a writer on Seinfeld, and he was a writer on,
Jackie Kahane was the prototype for Woody Allen's movie, Broadway Danny Rose.
Yeah, exactly.
Were there dog acts available? Could they book you in a dog act if they wanted to out of Jackie Kahane's office?
The combo deal, he didn't do so many of the combo deals. It was mostly just me. I guess I stood on my own. I went to see him in Vegas because he opened for Wayne Newton once. It was a tribute to Elvis Presley. Wayne and Elvis were good friends. And so Jackie brought me, and I would have to follow him around and be like his guy. They always had, guys helping them out.
Whose guy were you? You were...
Jackie's guy. I'd help him.
But did you meet Elvis Presley?
I got to meet, well, no, he was dead. This was a tribute to him by Wayne.
Oh, it was a tribute.
I went backstage and met Wayne Newton. Wayne was a great guy. He was really cool.
Did you shake Wayne Newton's hand and everything?
He was really cool. Him and Lola Falana were back there.
Oh, so have you met anybody modern? Have you met anyone in this century that you could tell a story about? You sound like 90 years old. I mean, God forbid.
Well, no, Jackie was old.
I know he was old.
Old people.
Okay.
He never introduced. No, he met me. He introduced me to Jay Leno. He had me go down to Hermosa Beach.
What joke did you write for Jay Leno?
I wrote a bunch of them. And Jay
just give me one. One joke.
I forget. I really can't. It had to do with what was ever happening that day. It was all current stuff.
Okay. All right.
And Jay said, "You're next. You're next on the Tonight Show." And I said, "Oh, okay, thanks." But it never happened.
Okay. Well, there he is. People have been wondering, where do you get these guests? Rodney Lee Conover even asks me all the time.
I just look through People magazine, like the Inquirer, and I just cut them all out. Whenever I'm around, I just cut out pieces of paper in airports or anywhere I am at. And
you
them in my pocket.
know the people, like, who do we have coming up next? Do you even know who's coming up next?
No, then I delegate.
Then you delegate to people, and then it comes on. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Can you impersonate Fred Travalena?
Yeah, I'm doing that now.
Okay. There he is. Art Sears. Thank you, Art.
Yeah. Okay.
See you later. Art Sears, our great producer. Richard of Ohio, the Jay Thomas Show. Hey, Richard, how are you? The next one. Line 2. There you go. Hey, Richard, how are you?
Pretty good, Jay. It was a big moment for me just a minute ago, man.
Why is that?
I took the garbage out. I got to meet my garbage man. And you know what he said?
What?
I was kind of humming as I was carrying the garbage can out. That fucker said I ought to make a Christmas album. Jesus Christ, Jay. Your show, you bring these stars on here, just inspires. Who would have known?
All right.
My Christmas has come true, Jay. And I want to say, gotta go. I gotta practice. Me.
All right, there he is, Richard of Ohio. Yeah. We have a toupee wearer on line 1 we mentioned earlier. Give us a call, and if you wear a toupee, tell us whether you go to bed with a toupee or not. And you get the Merry Christmas. Got a problem with that T-shirt. Yes, is this Brad Pitt?
Hey, how's it going, man? How you doing? Brad
Hi,
Pitt.
Brad. How are you? Fine.
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
What can we do
today?
for you? This is, by the way, this is a voice you don't hear right here. Yes, Brad. Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I wear a toupee. I got to take it off every night,
Mm-hmm.
That's part of the problem that me and Jennifer ran into. So my toupee is actually made out of her pussy hair, and she was pissed that I left with it on my head.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The great Brad Pitt. It sounds exactly.
Hey, we'll see you later, man.
All right, take it easy.
Was he referring to Jennifer Aniston?
He sure was.
Man, I wish he hadn't have done that.
That's your favorite, isn't it? That little Greek thing. What would you say to her? Do you speak any Greek at all? What would you say to her?
Say, I need a machete for that mess down there.
Now, you know good and well that if you walked into a place and she was there and she paid any attention to you at all, that there was no way you could figure that out to go out with it.
Oh, no.
I mean, even if she wanted to.
Here's the scenario, though.
Yeah.
I start writing for her, and I write her a really kick-ass movie, and then she gives me a pity fuck.
You mean it's business?
It's all business.
Yeah. But do you think...
It's keeping me satisfied.
But do you think that you could ever get someone of that level to love you?
To love me?
Yeah, and be with you.
Well, I'd have to get a little bit more successful, if that's what you mean.
She's not just based on you as a human being. She's very shallow then.
Women go up. They don't go down.
Right. So you'd be a going down
Like
thing.
you could be a major celebrity and just go out with a waitress or whoever you wanted to.
Right.
Men go down, women go up.
And that's how it works in Hollywood.
Well, that's why you see Jennifer Aniston with these really famous musicians.
How's that working out for her?
Not good.
Not good at all. It's the Jay Thomas Show.
You know what she needs?
What?
Little Rodney.
There's a moral to every story. Sean, are you following the theme of this show, that there is a moral?
Yes, I'm ready.
Sirius 108, XM 139. I love the way
On Sirius and XM, the holidays are here with music and specials to bring you good cheer. The hits are on Holly, the new and the old. On Holiday Pops, it's the classics all told. Bing Crosby soon here, a whole channel delights. We'll celebrate Hanukkah, the festival of lights. For young and for old, there's a song or a show on Sirius and XM, your holiday home.
For the whole holiday channel guide, go to Sirius.com or XMRadio.com.
XM Public Radio. Insightful, entertaining, and provocative public radio.
Featuring my program, The Bob Edwards Show.
As well as shows like Marketplace, the daily news magazine that filters the world through the lens of business and economics.
This is Ira Glass. It's This American Life.
One of the most popular programs on public radio. XM listeners, listen now on XM 133. Sirius listeners, XM Public Radio is available now on Sirius 196 as part of the Best of XM package. Sign up now and get 3 months of the Best of XM for free. To get more details, call 8885-SIRIXM. Call 8885-SIRIXM. That's 8885-747496. Or go to Sirius.com/best or XMRadio.com/best.
This is a real estate auction alert brought to you by Williams & Williams, where you can bid on real estate with nominal opening bids as low as $1,000. Williams & Williams, the largest real estate auction firm in the U.S., is selling over 2,000 properties nationwide through November with nominal opening bids starting as low as $1,000. Auctions are going on now. Visit WilliamsAuction.com for open house dates and times. Hundreds of properties are available nationwide for online bidding at WilliamsAuction.com. Registration is free. The sale includes many investment-grade premier single-family, multifamily, land, and commercial properties. Cash and personal checks are accepted for the 5% down payment required day of sale. A 5% buyer's premium may apply. For complete terms and conditions, visit our website at WilliamsAuction.com. Text the word auction to number 23333 or call Williams & Williams at 800-801-8003. That's 800-801-8003.
Society's oddities played like a fiddle. The Jay Thomas Show, the new afternoon show on Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles.
This is Clay Aiken's new friend.
This is a submission to jthomas.com from Darren, how do you say his last name, Garrett?
Vander Molden.
Vander Molden. And his mother sent this in. Let's listen to it. His mom is, what's his mother's name? Linda?
Diane.
Diane. Mom! Vander Molden.
Honey, I sent your record into Jay Thomas.
Mom! Here again.
He's going to love it. He won't make fun of you.
Mom! Happy golden times of yours.
I don't think Darren knows his mother.
Friends who are dear to us.
Very nice.
They are near to us once more.
We should send Darren one of those male bras, one of those men's bras. We'll send him. Sean, go on Japanese, whatever it is, internet. Go to JAP.com and order a Japanese man's bra and send it to Darren. Okay, turn him up again, Garrett, would you please?
Darren and the D-cups.
Diane, thank you very much. Either you love your son very much and you're
just trying to get him out of the basement.
You're dumb as a stick and you hate your son and you knew this was going to happen. Turn it up.
A merry little Christmas night.
And you know that it's hard to be funny because I'm very emotional during the holidays. This stuff makes me...
Are you really?
I am. Diane,
Why?
thank you very much. Diane and Darren Vandemolden. Where are they from? I bet they're from, wait a minute, some, like, Little Rock. Like Topeka, Kansas, a place that's famous. Where are they from, Garrett?
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
There you go. Grand Rapids. Great. Thank you very much. Turn it up again. He's good. Wonderful. It's long, but it's wonderful. Yeah. Remember in high school, you'd be dancing with somebody, you'd tie them up in this kind of a...
They said put space between you that the Holy Ghost could walk.
That's right, for Catholics.
I envisioned a very thin Holy Ghost.
You did? Get in there? All right. It's the Jay Thomas Show. People are going, what is that about? Well, there are many people. Who are talented or know friends that are talented. We had Fred Travelina sang on this show. We had... what's his name?
I think you don't need to mention anymore.
Tony Danza.
Tony Danza played his ukulele on this show last week. It's a brand new show on these channels, so many of you don't know the talent that comes on here.
The guy from Mudhoney?
The guy from Mudhoney. He came on too?
Yeah, the girl would sit on the bass amp and vibrate her tampon out. Remember that whole call?
Boy, I don't. You have to replay.
I didn't work that day.
No, you got to replay. Rodney was off. It was a union holiday, and he didn't work that day. We also had the guy who was the backup singer for a great dance band from the 80s. Remember his buddy called from...
Kool and the Gang?
No, not Kool and the Gang. It was something like that, right?
And we had John McCain from the Toasters, who looks like
Toasters.
Obama.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
That's quite a resume, isn't it?
We've had a lot of
John
people.
McCain from the Toasters that looks like Obama.
Yeah, we had him on.
That sounds like a bit.
Go to jthomas.com and get that newest holiday offering. Just hit store. Merry Christmas. Got a problem with that.
You know, since John McCain got thrown in the toaster, he looks more like Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm. And you can also... You can also send us an email if you would like. Sean, somebody complained and said it was hard to get the email in there. What do you hit? Just send us a message or send us a note or whatever it is?
Yeah, we're working on fixing that because, some people don't know how to cut and paste and stuff like that. So
you're working on it now?
Yeah.
You're working?
Cut and paste.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, we talked about it earlier that George Bush had granted these pardons. Leslie Owen Collier of Charleston, Missouri, was convicted for the unauthorized use of a pesticide. There are actually two people that killed bald eagles. Now, apparently one of these protected birds, Rodney, landed on her property. And she was out there trying to kill a coyote.
Yeah.
And
mistakenly got the bald eagle. Because they're so similar.
They look exactly alike. Anybody could make that kind of mistake.
Yeah. I mean, one is a large furry mammal incapable of flight, and the other one's a bird.
Milton Kirk Cords of Rapid City, South Dakota, he was also convicted of conspiracy to violate the Lacey Act.
Well, the Lacey Act.
Which prohibits importation in the country.
I believe the precedent there was set. Wasn't that Cagney and Lacey?
No.
I think that came out of?
It's the importation into the country of wildlife taken in violation of conservation laws.
Oh, they had a parrot in their shorts.
That's exactly right. And he tried to get it on a flight from Miami, and they caught him and they put him in jail. And it was the interstate transport of a parrot in your pants.
Cracker want a Polly?
Richard Michael Culpepper of Mahomet, Illinois, was convicted of making false statements to the federal government. That's what he did. Now, and they don't... it could be anything. He told his postman that he'd be on vacation for 3 days, but he was really just down the street screwing one of his neighbors. That's what he did. That's the lie he told. That is a federal employee. Do you know that postmen now carry an antidote to anthrax in their postal bags. If they deliver an anthrax letter to you and you begin to have a seizure, the post person with those ridiculous shorts and the high socks, they rush into your home and start giving you, shots and stuff to protect you from the anthrax. I don't know that I want a postman protecting.
I find it hard to believe that a postman would sit there and wait outside your house after he's delivered your mail. It would take forever to deliver the mail.
No,
if he had to wait till a person opens
No, you've got to
mail.
shout, "Oh my God, I opened something and it's anthrax." And then he would come back. You'd have to rush after them.
I think they carry the antidote in case they themselves become infected by anthrax.
Boy, I never thought of that. I see. Garrett, what do you think it is? They're there to help you or they're doing it?
Ooh. They're there to help you.
I think they're there to help you, too. Yeah, I don't think it's because of them. You know what? You're just so selfish. Eric of Missouri, the Jay Thomas Show, we're in the middle of reading The Pardons, which was very interesting to me.
Didn't he pardon a turkey, too?
He did pardon a turkey.
What was that turkey in
The
for?
turkey, the turkey he gobbled after 10 o'clock at night in Maine. He yelled, no, he could be heard in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And it got him in trouble.
Yeah. And he did coke.
Hold on a minute. These mics are working. Yes, Eric of Missouri. It's the Jay Thomas Show with Ronnie Lee Conover. Yes, sir. How are you?
Yes, I was calling about that bald eagle and coyote.
Yeah. They didn't mean to kill the bald eagles. They had 2 or 3 of these people, and
this happened.
Yeah.
I live down around there, and what he was doing, he was baiting the coyotes with hamburger,
right,
and poison, and apparently the eagles were coming down and eating the coyotes and killing the coyotes or killing the eagles
because they were stealing the coyotes' food, right?
No, wait, right. No, wait. Did the eagle attack a coyote, or the eagle
food.
just ate the the hamburger?
Yeah, he got the hamburger that was poisoned.
Was it like
he
Wendy's?
For the coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Wendy's?
But anyway,
now, why would you go to federal prison for? First of all, who turned them in?
He turned himself in.
What?
He turned himself, and he thought he wasn't going to get in any trouble.
What you mean? The bird falls dead. The bald eagle, the symbol of the United States, falls dead.
Right.
He picks up the bald eagle, drives into the sheriff's department, and said, or whatever it is, the federal wildlife. This thing died. It was an accident, and they sent his ass to jail.
Pretty much, yeah. He thought he was going to get off.
You know what? How fast would you have buried that? How fast would you have put that eagle in the dumpster?
Yeah, I would have.
Wasn't it close to Thanksgiving?
That eagle would have been fried up, chewed up, been gone.
Or turducken.
It would have been that's right. You ever had that Ter-Eagle? Ter-Eagling?
No.
Where you bone an eagle, you hide the evidence inside the turkey, and then you put a chicken on top of that. It's a Ter-Eagle.
head.
Ter-Eagledon.
Turduckle.
Turduckle.
All right.
Ter-Eagle
Thanks
duckle.
for taking my call.
All right, thank you very much. Then, of course, you deep fry it. O.B. Gene Helton, I said this earlier, Roswell, Georgia, whose offense was unauthorized acquisition of food stamps. The unauthorized acquisition of food stamps. You know how O.B. Gene was caught?
How?
Won them in a poker game. Not supposed to get them that way. Was, through some food stamp. Whose picture's on the food stamp, Sean Kelly? You're a big liberal. Whose picture's on the food stamp?
John McCain.
No, it isn't. No, it's not. But there's definitely a picture.
Is there a picture on the food stamp?
There is. Oh, it's like there is.
Ain't no picture.
There is a picture on the food stamp.
Yeah.
It's Bernie Mac. He's right there. He passed away. They didn't have enough. They didn't have enough regular stamps, so they gave Bernie Mac, God rest his soul.
Our prayers go out to his family.
Our prayers and wishes for
thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, Daniel Figh Fa Puey III of Conroe, Texas, convicted of illegal treatment, storage, and disposal of a hazardous waste product without a permit.
He dumped his oil in the sewer after he changed it.
No. He couldn't get a permit to make meth, so he just made it without a permit. That's exactly what he did. Andrew Foster Harley of Falls Church, Virginia, convicted of wrongful use and distribution of marijuana and cocaine. Now, here's the crazy.
Is there some sort of rightful use of that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. The medical use would be.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There is a.
Here's what he did, and here's the craziest thing.
Not that we ever do that.
You know these one-hitters?
What are those?
Gary, you know what a one-hitter is? Single hitter, one hitter. You know what it is.
Looks like a cigarette usually.
Yeah, yeah. That's what he did. You take the one hitter,
comes to the dugout,
and you put cocaine in the dugout.
Oh, I was talking about weed ones.
No, wait a minute. No, this is a weed one. You put the cocaine inside of the metal cigarette. Okay. This is what this person did. Then they took the cigarette, put it inside the dugout, which is a little wooden case that's made for it, and then smoked it. The pot burns. It burns through the cocaine, and it comes and makes a hit. They caught this guy with a bunch of one-hitters, cocaine, and the little dugouts. Wow. Isn't that something?
And Bush pardoned him.
I've never done that, but I've heard that putting coke on the bowl is a nice little picture.
Does it make... Now, here's the funny thing. Here I am just saying it. Doesn't it make you want to do it? Every time someone explains how they feel on a drug, makes you want to do it. But the one thing is, the methamphetamine, have you ever seen the people that do it? They have pimples all over their faces and their teeth are gone.
I love those before and after pictures.
Oh, my God.
Where it's only like it's only like 7 months later and they look 40 years older.
No, but they always have the big pimples and then,
It's because it destroys your cells.
Damn. But what, a pot smoker's going, hey, or a coke, hey, like that. But
really, how does the heroin go?
Hey, spread those cheeks, baby.
Finally.
Let's go to Rick of Tennessee.
What's it, 220?
Rick of Tennessee, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Rick, how are you?
Good, Jay. How you doing? Actually, I just wanted to tell Rodney how much I liked The Bachelor, man. I hadn't rented a movie for 2 or 3 years, and it just stands for the conservative values and traditional marriage of what it should be.
Boy, I'll tell you what, for many people who have not seen Bachelor Man, go to bachelorman.com, find out where you can get it. But this guy, so it's funny that he is a conservative, and somehow the film Bachelor Man, he got that signal out to you, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
God, that's amazing. But, I don't know how you did.
I don't understand why you weren't in that, Jay.
Jay.
There wasn't a place for a rabbit or what?
All right, see. All you do is hurt. All you want to try to do is hurt. Another hurt. Now, Rick, I'm glad you called because I got to tell you this. What's his name? Mike Wallace's son, Chris Wallace, is on Fox, right?
Yeah.
He gets in some sort of an argument with Ron Howard, who just produced the stupidest movie. I don't know why they would make it. It's when David Frost
Nixon,
interviewed Richard Nixon. Who cares when that happened? Nobody cared about it then, right? And so Ronnie Howard, now he was on Happy Days.
He was.
Yeah, he was Opie.
Yeah. American Graffiti.
Yeah. And all those, so he directs films apparently. And he makes this movie, this Frost Nixon movie, and he begins to compare what Nixon did and the abuses of power and all that stuff to George W. Bush. And this Chris Wallace gets in there and tells him to shut up. Did you hear about that?
No, but he also, isn't he the one that had the little smirk on his face when he talked to Bill Clinton?
That's right. He smirked to Bill Clinton. Chris Wallace.
Yeah.
That's right. And Bill didn't like the smirk and said, "What are you smirking at?" Right?
Yeah.
What's that smirk on your? What's that? Do you do Bill Clinton? Do you do him?
I don't do him.
Yeah, you do it. Do him.
Oh,
get that smirk. 1 second. 1 second, Rick. 1 second.
You have a smirk on your face, Mr. Travelina.
There you go. Yes, Rick, go ahead.
I just want to tell you one thing. You're dead wrong about Sarah Palin. She is the living Statue of Liberty of American values, and she will be getting the next president.
You believe Sarah Palin will be the next president?
Yeah.
How'd you like to get in that, Sarah Palin?
Well, my wife's probably listening, so I'm not going to say.
Okay, let's say your wife... Oh, wife's dead! How'd you like to get in that, Sarah Palin? Just found out your wife's dead. How'd you like to get in that, Sarah Palin?
I think that said it all right there.
Watch this, Rick. I know. How long have you been married?
8 years.
Okay. You find out your wife is... Hold on a second. Here's a scenario. You find out your wife is dead in about 10 minutes. At 20 minutes later, Sarah Palin calls you up and says she wants to bed you down, even though your wife has passed away. what would you do? Your wife just died. Sarah Palin doesn't know you're even married, heard about you on the Jay Thomas Show, and decides just to give it to you better than you've ever had it.
I told her to call me back in about a week.
All right, take you a week.
7 days.
7 days. Okay, good. Just checking.
And on the 7th day, he did Palin.
Did Palin. Listen. I just, as an American, can you play some inspirational music, please, Garrett? Play some inspirational music. Yeah. As an American, Rick, I just hope that Barack Obama, our new president, is good for our nation, Rick. Okay? And I just pray and I swear on my children's heads, and I know you feel the same way, Rick. You just don't want him to give everything to the black people, do you?
Right.
There you go. All right, there you go. Turn the music up. There you go. I know my listeners right there. Rick, thank you so much. Rick of Tennessee. All right, thank you. All right, I know that. Let's go to Montana Bob. Montana Bob, the Jay Thomas Show. Yes, Montana Bob, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. How you guys doing?
Good. You sent us a song, Montana Bob. It was so bad, we're not going to play it.
Perfect.
All right. Did you have Montana Bob's song there, Garrett? Yeah. I saw that you were sending one in,
What
Bob.
was it?
I don't know. I saw Sean, it didn't get past muster with you, did it, Sean?
I don't recall the song, Jay.
Yeah. Bob, you sent us a song, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was. I'll send you more of a rocker.
Yeah, send us more of a rock song.
Okay.
Do you have any holiday songs?
Well, that one's called Happy New Year, Baby, I think is what I sent you. So
Send Happy New Year, Baby again. The panel's gonna look at it one more time. I think that you've been, not given a fair shake, and I swear on my children's heads.
Whatever. I'll send you a rocker. I got a rocker.
Sure, and a Christmas song too. So what can we do for Montana Bob?
Well, you were talking about how bad meth is, and out here in Montana they have these commercials that are, it's the anti-meth campaign, and they show all these people in terrible circumstances because of meth and all this stuff. So my daughter had this idea to combine two advertising campaigns, and she put together the meth, easier than the Subway diet, and it shows some skanked out, real skinny guys with scabs all over, and so that was her big idea for the big ad campaign.
So you and your daughter, neither one of you is funny.
No, we both try not to be, Jay, because it's the American way. It's the holiday.
That's good. It's great. Now, could you send that to us and we'll put it on jthomas.com, your daughter's little thing?
It's long since gone. It was a couple
it's
years
gone
ago.
Now? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. She says she put the person that's probably in the ad is dead, isn't
more than likely. It was somebody that she got off of one of the meth ads.
So your daughter thinks that people dying of methamphetamine poisoning are humorous.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. And then Montana Bob, have a happy holiday. Can't wait to have your daughter send us some methamphetamine music too, would you? Okay.
I'll do my best.
Right. You know something? I have to tell you something.
Like we need that.
I have to tell you right now. There are so many. I've never met so many horrible people. How about the guy from Colorado, Steve in Colorado? I'll never forget him. Called me up 1 year later, as if he was trying to knock something out of my mouth with a football, and give me the prop like that. Okay. I'll never forget this show.
Trying to knock a meatball off your
Eric of New York, the Jay Thomas Show with Rodney Lee Conover. Yes, Eric, how are you? How is the show going so far? Has there been anything that you'll take away from this show that will be unforgettable? Eric of New York.
Not yet.
Okay, just checking. What can we do for you?
No, I'm totally blind. I live in upstate New York.
Oh, yeah, I love this guy.
You're totally blind?
By noon tomorrow, I'm going to be in L.A. I'm going to land in L.A. Do I have to tip anybody along the way?
Well, wait a minute now. You're totally blind.
Are you really blind?
Yes.
Hey, have you been blind since birth? Or
why do you have to tell us that? The atheist has to tell us that they're atheist. The hooker has to say she's a prostitute. I don't care if he's blind or not.
Did you get in a horrible accident or something?
Yes, when I was 29.
29. So you have not seen a woman in over 20 years. Isn't that? I mean, it would be horrible to be. It would be horrible to be blind, but isn't it kind of an advantage when because you're not thrown off by the looks and you
only in the morning.
I don't know what it means, but it's funny. Yeah. So, are you married or single?
No, I have a girl I'm with. I've been with her for 11 years.
Now, do people tell you that your girlfriend's really pretty, or you don't give a shit?
They do.
But you don't care.
No, I don't.
You could care less. In fact, you're probably, let's be honest, you're probably better off with an ugly woman because she's going to be nicer and more desperate and
tell her,
suck your
like,
dick whenever you want it.
When we have words and words or whatever, I warn her that if I could see, I wouldn't be with you.
Oh, you say that you know that she's ugly, right? That's right. Do you ever
do you go by smell?
No, I stay away from that.
Boy, I bet she's thrilled.
Do you ever get jealous and say you can feel her not looking at other men?
Nah, because...
Does she ever change your furniture around and really...
No, when a waitress walks
really
by you,
fuck up your life.
You're in a restaurant. You're blind. You're there with your girlfriend. You can hear a sashaying skirt coming down the aisle. Most of us can't. You have the same hearing as soon as you go blind, you have the same hearing as a dog. I read that in the newspaper.
Like the shoes they're wearing,
Okay, the shoes are coming down. Can you smell their perfume, their pheromones, their body odor, and that instead of having sight, like we would see some great ass or whatever, you get a kind of a feeling for them.
Well,
That's
we
deep.
went out to lunch yesterday afternoon to a place, and I had the broiled haddock.
What did you have? Broiled haddock.
So that ruined that.
Delicious. That's so good for you. You know what it's good for? Your eyesight. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hey, you didn't eat enough carrots when you were a kid, did you?
No, I had a car accident, so it didn't matter.
Did 2 carrots go in each eye? Because I heard of that. That's a horrible one. That's the worst way to lose your eyes and then from then on, you'll hate carrots after that.
Do I have to tip anybody on my way out?
Hey, when you go out with your girl, does she just dress casually? Because who gives a shit, right?
Right. Yeah, she puts you in a tuxedo and she's got
like a bag.
She's got short shorts and she's barefoot.
Yeah.
Now,
honey, you should see what you should see what I'm wearing tonight, honey.
Oh. Now, Eric, here's the thing.
Yes.
Did you go through the windshield?
Now, don't ask me.
Next to the windshield.
What's that?
I hit the post next to the windshield.
No, don't make him tell him.
You hit it right between your eyes?
Yep, basically, yeah. Right down
Did your eyes go around in a circle like a slot machine, like in the cartoons?
They told me they were blue eyes. One blew this way, one blew that way.
So do you remember anything, many people say in a car wreck, if they had died, they would have just awakened dead?
Nope,
you
I wouldn't know it.
Hey, do you, at night, do you dream when you're asleep? Do you dream and you see?
Yeah, and lately I've been having some weird ones.
That must be cool.
My dream had a dream.
Your dream had a dream? What's that all about?
Like, you're having a dream, and then in that dream, that dream has a dream, and...
Wow.
And then when you wake up from the one dream, you think you're awake, but you're still dreaming.
But you're still asleep, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you wake up to your real life, and you're like, I'm blind!
Yeah, exactly.
Now, wait a minute. Does your wet dream ever have a wet dream?
Or a towel?
Yeah. You dream that you're coming, and then in the dream, it wakes you up, but then you're still asleep, and you come again.
Yeah, but why is it? Then I'm awake. I said, I don't want to wake up. I want to stay in that dream.
Do you want to know why it is? Could I tell you?
Okay, tell me.
You had a friggin' post in a car accident hit you in the middle of the head. Okay? You're completely screwed up. That's it.
That's right.
Sean Kelly, what do we have? Let's give him a T-shirt. Makes no difference what it says on it. It can say, I'm a fucking blind guy. Give him something from jthomas.com, Sean Kelly.
Do I have to tip anybody?
Quit asking about the tips.
Not working.
We didn't say blind people. We said black people earlier. You missed the whole. joke.
Blind people.
No.
And how would you know what? And how would you?
Yeah, you know.
And what dollar bill would you know?
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
It's a 5.
So you're gonna get Merry Christmas. Got a problem with that? And if they don't like it, do you have a cane?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Do you have a dog?
I'm in L.A. tomorrow. We're gonna be doing it at 3:30.
3:30 tomorrow.
In New York.
Yep.
Where are you gonna be?
I'm gonna be at Los Angeles.
I know. Tell me exactly where you'll be. I'll meet you.
Sherman Oaks.
I'll be wearing a red carnation.
There's a whole bunch of those over there, I heard.
Yeah, you're gonna. So you just find the guy with the red carnation, and we'll
he's
be
your
there.
buddy.
What's it smell like?
Well,
Vagina.
Yeah, I'm going to spray some of that Summer's Eve on it. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Eric in New York. Thank you. And finally, Tim of Philadelphia. Yes, Tim. Sorry to make you hold so long. We had a blind guy on the phone. Didn't want to make him feel bad. Tim of Philadelphia. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just didn't want you to go away mad. Sounds like you're getting beat up today.
Just
Yeah.
want to let you know that I think you're a handsome, intelligent, and funny man, and
Thank you very much.
don't go away, man. Just go away.
Where are you gonna be tomorrow, Tim?
I'm going to be at work
Where do you work?
all day long. I drive special needs children around.
Oh
Children
my
that need
goodness! So, well, there you go. Okay, well, we just had a special needs listener, so you must have really enjoyed that interview.
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay, all right. There's something on this show. What are you going to take away from this show that you didn't think you would get today before the end of the day? What sort of feeling are you going to get, or phrase, or something you might have learned from this show?
It's just the pleasure of hearing your voice instead of that bitch on 102 that's still there. I was looking for you a couple weeks ago, and I thought I lost you when you switched over to 108.
Sean, are they not running commercials on 102? Are they running commercials on 102 telling people to come to 108?
No, I didn't hear a word.
And also, my listener is not maybe bright enough to do the 6 clicks. So you heard nothing. You just went there and nothing.
No, I heard that bitch, Dr. Laura, that cold-hearted bitch.
Okay, listen. She's part of our team now. And
Yeah, that wonderful woman.
She's the most wonderful woman on the face of the earth. We're all big pals of hers. Heart of gold. We're here now. And if she leaves the building, we may say different things like we did about Richard Simmons. We started announcing he was gay, even though he hates people saying that about him. All right, thank you very much. The Jay Thomas Show, Sirius 108, XM 139.
Jay Thomas Show. Every day something new, something bizarre. For you, for now. The new afternoon show on Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139. The new Stars 2, Sirius 108, XM 139. Infinity, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. East, Sirius 6 West. Maxim Radio with Covino and Rich. Maxim Radio, noon to 3 p.m. East, 9 a.m. to noon West. The Jay Thomas Show, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. East, noon to 3 West. All shows replayed throughout the day. New Stars 2, the new Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
Is Progressive.com an auto insurance utopia? Well, what else would you call a place that can save you hundreds when you switch? And even more if you're a good driver. You see, at Progressive, you're rewarded for slowing down at yellow lights, using your directional, and yes, yielding at yield signs. Sounds utopian, Did I mention this music is played by actual angels with harps? Start saving today at Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. That's Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company's affiliates, Mayfield, Village, Ohio. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hi, this is Greg Zapper, president of Nevada State Corporate Network. For over 7 years now, I've been telling you how important it is to get incorporated and build business credit. Thanks to you, Nevada State Corporate Network is now one of the nation's largest incorporating firms. But some of you are still putting off getting started. So let me introduce the person that motivates me to get things done. My wife and business partner, Susan Zapper.
Hi, everyone. This is something important I wanted to talk to you about. Right now, the U.S. is in the middle of a severe consumer credit crisis. That's why it's time for you to build business credit now. If you have a business, business credit can help you get vehicles, equipment, real estate, and separate business credit cards. With our business credit program, you can get hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of business credit now, regardless of your personal credit. Call 866-854-5282. Get instant business credit now. 866-854-5282.
Great job, Susan. And remember, when you call, ask for the Zapper Credit Special at 866-854-5282.
You mean the Susan Zapper Credit Special.
Okay, whatever.
Enveloc here with people who know firsthand what it's like to lose important computer data.
My boss needed information in an 8-month-old version of a lost file. Enveloc had it.
When we lost our data, I needed help from a real person. Enveloc delivered it.
Be sure you don't lose anything, anytime. Call Enveloc for a special introductory offer at 877-ENVELOC or go to enveloc.com. Enveloc.com. Professional backup that works for your business.
Jay Thomas. Thomas Show. The afternoon drive show on the new Stars 2, Sirius 108 and XM 139.
The Jay Thomas Show, and don't forget, December the 18th, if you're in the New York area, you please join us over at Caroline's, which is on Broadway, a great comedy club. Shuli will be over there, actually kind of, doing the most time the night. It's called Jay Thomas, an evening with Jay Thomas and friends. Rodney Lee Conover will also do a set. We're adding, I keep forgetting the other comic's name, Garrett, but I got to sit down with Shuli.
Louis Twitchell Santani.
There you go. That's the comic with Tourette's. and then we're going to try and get a couple of women on there, so it's an evening with Jay Thomas and friends.
Why don't you get what's her name?
Who?
You know, with the act.
Who with the act?
Used to be on this show. What's her name? Our buddy.
Adrian?
Yeah.
It's the second time somebody's called up. I don't have no interest in having her on the show or on
not this show. I meant
on the thing. She doesn't have an act. She does what do you call it? Interpretive dance or something. And, I don't know. She does.
Now see, I'd have her on there with that. Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
She would so be on there.
You know what? I don't know.
God.
As soon as I tell you something in private, it's got to come out on the air. It's the whole show.
You didn't tell me anything in private. I'm serious.
Really? Never told you anything, huh? Never told you anything, huh? You know, you have somebody on and they're not on anymore. Obviously, that was my decision to not have them come on anymore. My God, it amazes me. It amazes me the lack of sophistication. It just, you know. And you can hurt the person's feelings. You know, I've been as honest as I can be. Anyway.
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking around, just, you know, trying to,
You're like in shock.
I am. I just, the second time it's happened.
Who else said it?
Some phone callers yesterday called up. You know what? You never.
You're making it worse.
No, you can't ever tell the truth. It's like, there's a guy that I work with in New York, and he had another job, and he was allowed to produce the show, but he had this other job, right? And so he completely abused the both jobs, as far as I was concerned. And so then he gets me in trouble because he's a bad producer. And then he starts screwing a girl in the office, and she sues us for sexual harassment, or him, or whatever. His whole tenure with me, he was my close friend of mine. His whole tenure at this radio station was bad. I never want to speak to the guy again, as long as
Unless you're at a Bachelor Man screening, then you talk to him through the whole
That's
movie.
right. He sat next to me at the... That's when we were
Suddenly
friends.
you want to talk
No,
to
we
him.
were friends. So now, I'm walking on the
It's
street.
okay to sit you next to him now?
I saw his cousin on the street in New York. He goes, "Hey!
I saw your cousin on
So
the
he keeps
street
talking
today.
to me about this guy who I haven't talked to in about 6 years, right? Just don't want to talk to the guy. And the cousin keeps, have you seen him? What's he doing? What's happening? Like that. Then I get an email from the guy, like, Merry Christmas and all of that stuff. I have no interest in ever talking to this guy again. And I said to him at the end of our time there, I said, you've completely disappointed me, and it's bad. Don't want to talk to you anymore. And, you're not the one that got us all canned, but you didn't help any. You know what I'm saying? So you can't tell people the truth. First of all, they're stunned. They're always like, what? And you go, yeah, you did a bad job, and so I don't want to work with you anymore, or whatever the thing is. They're always stunned. They're shocked. Every time I've been fired, I did it. I deserve, good and well, I deserve to get canned in Los Angeles.
Did you?
Well, yeah. Come on. Everywhere I've ever been.
Because I testified the other way.
I know you did. I know how you were.
I could have kept that job another year. Why didn't you fucking tell me?
Well, I wasn't interested, in playing, hip hop or whatever the hell we were doing. I mean, my God, we were lucky. You were lucky if you went to a promotion, you didn't get gunned down,
You showed a lot of bravery at a lot of those promotions.
I went to them. I got on.
I'm concerned.
Well, got on the stage, and
you walked. Sometimes you walked amongst the people.
I walked. The people were great to me. I had my car in Los Angeles parked up front at any event. To this day, I pull into a parking lot, and because of the station I worked at in Los Angeles, my car is parked in the front every single time. But there were some drive-by shootings at some of the events,
bet.
And so, you just get tired of that after a while, the whole thing. And then,
is that what you did? You got tired?
I got a little tired of it.
You did?
I'd have hung on for another year or so just to collect the money. But I think they smelled it. They might have smelled it there at the station, They weren't totally wrong. They weren't totally incorrect. But I'll never speak to those people again. You know why?
Why?
They caught me. I'll never speak to him again.
Gotcha.
Do you know the main guy there?
I do.
I heard this the other day. He got his wife into some business, sold the business before the crash, and he's richer than ever.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy that when I read his obituary, I'm going to be glad he's dead. Now I had to find out that he's rich, richer than ever. Boy, does that piss me off. A guy catches me doing something that I'm sneaking around doing and fires me, and then gets richer. Screw that guy. It's the Jay Thomas Show.
I remember when they subpoenaed you, the guy that fills up your car with gas. Remember that?
Yeah. Sean.
Oh,
yes.
Man.
They couldn't get the subpoena to
so
me.
they go to the Chevron.
They couldn't get the subpoena to me, right? So they found out where I filled my car with gas, and the guy comes out, and he pretends he's going to fill my car, and he goes, "Hey, Jay Tom." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Here you go, Mr. Thomas.
Got something for you.
Got something for you." At the gas station. I'd been hiding for like months. They could never subpoena me.
Nice.
Thank you. It's Sirius 108, XM 139.
Yes, it is. You'd never know it, though.
Jay Thomas. New for afternoons. New to 108 and new to XM. Jay Thomas. Stars 2. Jay Thomas. Sirius 108 and XM 139. On Stars 2, the new morning show is Me and Vinny with Vinny Politan.
Coming up on Me and Vinny, I'll be joined by a classmate of mine from high school. He's a bodybuilder, but he's also a filmmaker. Mike Alfieri will talk about his horror flick. Also, we'll talk about the world of entertainment. It's Hollywood Wednesday, and a very scary story about chloroform boobs. Watch out, guys! Me and Vinny.
Me and Vinny, where the me is you. Me and Vinny. Weekday mornings at 6 a.m. East. It's the new morning show on Stars 2. Sirius 108 and XM 139.
These days? Waiting on the long lines, going from store to store in search of the perfect gift? Let us help you check off one more box on your to-do list this holiday season. With over 130 channels of music, talk, news, sports, and comedy, Sirius and XM have something for everyone. And with great subscriber discounts, you can get a radio like the versatile Stratus or Express EZ for as little as $19.99. Plus, additional subscriptions start at only $6.99 per month. It's like giving over 130 gifts for one small price.
Get your holiday shopping out of the way now by calling 866-9-SIRI-XM or visit Sirius.com/new radio and XMradio.com/new radio. So you gotta ask yourself, what's your time worth? Forget the long lines, going from store to store, and get the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Everything worth listening to is now on Sirius and XM.
FYE brings you the hottest movies on sale now. There are heroes, there are superheroes, and then there's Hancock. Will Smith is Hancock, now available on Blu-ray High Def and DVD at FYE. When a superhero hits rock bottom, he meets the one person who can take him to the top. But no one said that rehabilitating a fallen idol was going to be easy. Things get even more complicated when Hancock meets a woman with powers similar to his and the key to his secret past. Hancock is the coolest superhero ever, proclaims Greg Russell of MyTV Detroit. And Roger Ebert raves, I have been waiting for this for years. Hancock is a lot of fun. Don't miss Will Smith, Charlize Theron, and Jason Bateman in Hancock, rated PG-13. Get it now on DVD and Blu-ray High Def from Sony Pictures Home Entertainment. Pick up Hancock and get a free poster with purchase while supplies last, only at FYE. Movies, music, games, and more action-packed hits. On sale now at FYE. Strictly for your entertainment. Visit FYE.com to find a store near you.
Sirius Satellite Radio. The Jay Thomas Show. For idiots, by idiots. Non-stop idiot action. It's the new afternoon show on Stars 2. Jay Thomas. On Sirius 108 and XM 139. Stars
2. Her name was Lola.
Hi, the Jay Thomas Show at Sirius Stars 102 on Friday mornings. Normally, you can hear me at Howard 101 also when I take over the Howard Stern Show from 7 until 10 o'clock. Is there a special show running this Friday? Will it be me this weekend, or is it going to be a Miserable Men? Do you know, Sean Kelly, who's going to be on
I
there?
believe it's you, Jay. Miserable Men was last Friday.
There you go. So, and then through the holidays, you'll hear the Jay Thomas Show also between 8 and noon on Saturdays, Eastern Time, of course, on 70s on 7. And we have phone calls that come in, emails and everything else. So it's, and then Rodney Lee Conover, my good friend, helps me out here at Sirius 108 and XM 139. Let's go to Fort Lupton, Colorado. Municipal Judge Paul Sacco. Paul, welcome to the Jay Thomas Show. How are you?
Thank you. Good, Jay. How are you doing today?
I'm good. My friend Rodney Lee Conover is here. Now, how many folks live in Fort Lupton, Colorado?
It's a population of about 8,000.
So you know everybody.
Yes, everybody knows everybody.
You know everyone in town.
No, it's not that small.
Well, that's a little. I mean, we have 8,000 employees at Sirius Satellite. You're right. I don't know anybody. But then I'm kind of stuck up. Are you stuck up there around Fort Lupton? If I was a judge, I would make everybody call me Judge. That's what I would.
So, it was fun for about the first 3 or 4 days, getting to throw people in jail. Mm-hmm. Then after that, it became sheer drudgery.
So what you've done, and the reason why we played Barry Manilow is, instead of throwing these kids in jail who were violated by playing music too loud and stuff like that?
Yes.
Right. Like rap music mostly?
Well, I'd have to admit it's either very loud rock or rap. That's most of the music, although I had a guy the other day that was listening to Brooks and Dunn too loud.
To country music, too. Yeah. So you, in your little town of Lupton, if they're driving through town and they've got the big boombox bass boxes going, the cops grab these guys or women and they go right to jail.
No.
I love this. Are you kidding?
It's not that bad.
It's like living in Singapore, living in Lupton.
They get a ticket. It's just like any other ticket, like for blowing a stop sign or whatever. The difference is that instead of being fined or community service, they end up going to music immersion.
Music immersion, and you torture them.
Yes, it is a punishment much worse than anything else that we could think of.
How long do they have to listen to Barry Manilow in the music immersion program?
It's only an hour, but it seems like an eternity, we've been told.
And where do you sit them? In a little room and you have an MP3 playing? Do they have to do headphones, or is it just
No,
speakers?
I wish it was that advanced, Jay. What they do is they go into the city council chambers, which looks kind of like a makeshift courtroom, like a meeting area.
Sure.
And there's an armed police officer stands in the room, and very intimidating in his blue uniform. And next to him will be the clerk, Karen, my assistant, and she actually operates the boombox, which is like a small little thing you'd buy at Kmart. And we play CDs through the boombox.
And does the guard and the lady from the court, do they have to sit there through this punishment?
They do, but it is the music fits our generation a little bit better than it does the kids that are in the room.
Do you ever use anything beside Barry Manilow?
Oh yeah, we have a playlist of things, everything from the Itsy Bitsy Spider to Glenn Close singing opera. Have you ever heard that?
Never heard that. I don't even know where you would. Do we have Glenn Close singing opera, Garrett? I don't know. Would our opera channel even play that? We have, Is this it? This is one of the tortures used at Fort Lupton, Colorado by municipal judge Paul Sacco. Go to
Sunset Boulevard
law.com.
When
Here we
the
go.
sky's a bright canary yellow, I forget every cloud I've ever seen.
This isn't an opera.
So they call me a cockeyed optimist.
Just a cockeyed.
Mature and incurably green. I have heard people rant and rave and
isn't that from the...
Now, Judge Sacco, this, of course, you're right. I mean,
That sounds like Ethel Merman on a good day.
I give up.
Yeah. No, wait a second. They come in, and these could be like these big tattooed bruisers sit in these little tiny chairs. And what sort of at first, they don't think this is a punishment. How long before they start to feel punished, do you think?
Sometimes immediately, because usually the first song will be Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. Mm-hmm. And honestly, according to the opinions that we've gotten from the defendants leaving, they actually hate classical music the most. So we begin with Beethoven's Fifth, and when it gets really painful is about maybe 2/3 of the way through the hour, when they are hearing sleepy songs like Gene Autry singing Happy Trails and that kind of stuff. That's when it gets really annoying. And then once in a while I throw in a song of my own into the mix.
You sing songs too?
Oh yeah, I even have a MySpace my daughter put together for me with my original music on there, and that is also considered torturous.
Give us a refrain.
Yeah, give us anything.
Give us a refrain
small,
from something
just
you wrote.
Just a little bit of a little
Something
song.
original.
Anything. Acapella, of course.
I can make you feel like a woman.
Really?
Like you're standing still when you're moving.
Does it involve a man bra?
You see, he interrupted you. Go ahead. Paul,
he broke my chain of thought, that guy.
Judge Sacco, go ahead. I want to hear this song. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm not. It's rated X, guys. I can't.
Now, let me ask you a question. Could this be considered cruel and unjust, unusual punishment? All kidding aside. Could somebody sue you?
If they get sued and they ruled against them, you'll have to go back to the waterboarding.
That's right. That's right. What would the normal punishment be?
You know, I just talked to my doctor. I got a hip injury or something. This guy called me just a little while ago, and I was talking about the program with him. And he actually said that Barry Manilow, these were his words, not mine, and he's a very educated man. He said that Barry Manilow's music was worse than waterboarding. I'm not kidding. This is actually
play Barry Manilow. I don't think he's...
Play Barry Manilow underwater.
He's never bothered me that much. Play another Barry Manilow song, and then we'll say goodbye to Judge Paul Sacco.
Yeah, Mandy.
From Lupton, Colorado. And if
Fort
you're
Lupton.
caught... Fort Lupton, I'm sorry. Fort Lupton. You ought to drop the Fort. I think Lupton's good. No? And they torture poor, unsuspecting people who have been caught playing their music too loud.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun.
Thank you very much,
No,
Judge.
hang on. Listen to this,
Wait, listen.
Judge.
Yeah, Judge, you stay there.
Stay.
Yeah. You stay there, Judge.
You listen.
I remember all my life.
You think about what you
raining
did.
down as cold as ice.
Yo, man, stop playing this, man.
Shadows of a man.
Yeah, dog.
A face through
I'll tell you who done it.
crying in the night.
I'll tell you.
The night goes.
You know what, Judge? I got some drugs on me, too. Hey, Judge, please, Judge. Please, I'll never ride my motorcycle up and down the street no more, I promise you.
Your Honor, I'll tell you where the money's buried.
That's right. Now, here's the other thing, Judge. Do you think anybody walks out with a greater appreciation of other people's music?
You know, I'd like to say that it's just pure punishment, but the truth is that some of the kids really do broaden their horizons. We've had a couple of guys leave in the courtroom, and they said, you know what, that classical stuff really isn't that bad.
Okay.
But as I said, for the most part, that's the music they hate the most. Classical, not country, not Barney. Barney would be next. Barney would be second.
I hate Barney. You know what? If they took that big purple idiot and dropped him with a bottle of barbecue sauce over the Sudan, that would be fine for me. I hate, and I had little kids, you know, they're bigger kids now, but I hated to have to watch that. That you ought to actually start showing the episodes of Barney and making them look at it. And those horrible children of the producers. You know, the two stars of those shows were the producers' kids. Did you know that? Yeah.
I never did know that. That's pretty.
And your laugh, by the way, on a loop would drive me nuts after a while.
Oh, you guys are bad.
There you go. All right.
Now listen, what guys do you have as what pick do you guys have for the?
You know what? Really bad rap. Really bad rap. I hate really bad. What rap song do you have, Garrett?
No, rap is too close to what a lot of.
No, for me. No, if I were to be tortured, let's say I'm driving through town playing Frank Sinatra too loud, or I don't listen to Frank Sinatra. Let's turn this up.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
I couldn't take this.
I step inside the room. Dr. Doom, prepare for the boom.
That sounds like Eminem.
Man.
Yeah.
Slam, damn, scream like Tarzan.
I'm not kidding you. I worked at a rap station in L.A. Called Power 106, and I had to have therapy after I got finished over there. It was awful. I hated it. So do you ever have any white-collar criminals that play something loud, and they get brought in, and they would enjoy hearing the music that you normally torture kids with?
Yeah, there have been a few older guys that arguably they wouldn't mind the music as bad as the kids. But I mean, a lot of this stuff is really bad. I mean, how about Minnie Riperton? You know, do you remember that song?
I like Minnie Riperton though. It's just you know what? You're like a kind of a hard-hearted guy. You don't like ballads, huh?
How about Melanie? I've got a brand new pair of roller skates.
Ah, there you go.
Well, that's terrible. That's all.
Any Liza.
Hey, you've been listening to my 70s show, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
All right. Judge Paul Sacco, go to SACCOlaw.com, Fort Lupton, Colorado, a municipal judge. He sentences noise violators to listen to Barry Manilow, Barney, and Glenn Close singing some form of opera. Who do we, hold on one second. Who do we have? We have Julio. Julio, the Jay Thomas Show. Do you have a question for the judge, Julio?
Hola, Jay. Hey,
Yes.
Mr. Judge, why is it that a car stereo is just as loud, well, not as loud as a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, but yet you'll get a ticket with the car, but yet these scumbags on these Harleys, the cops don't seem to mind them?
Hey, that's a great question. I don't know the answer, but I've wondered why that happens. And I think that, my guess is that I think the police are more sympathetic to, Harleys being a sort of an American brand or something. I really don't know. That is a wonderful question. Because
how about the cheerleaders after a Friday night football game and they scream and yell? Why don't you ever arrest them? Huh?
They're usually pretty good looking and everybody leaves them alone.
Yeah. So it's selective back there in Fort Lupton.
It could be. It's a superficial world we live in,
All right. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Julio. It's the Jay Thomas Show. Thank you very much, Judge.
You're welcome, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
There you go. You know what? I got to tell you, the world is changing. The judges aren't, that serious anymore, and he torturing people with music. I tell you what, if you showed a picture of him to people for any length of time,
oh, that's him.
That would torture him also. Yeah. Looks like an ugly friend of mine named Barry Kibble.
It's like a horse.
He's the guy that can't stand me, Barry Kibble. He's another guy. He's my roommate. Now, he doesn't like me.
You're kidding.
No, and he and his wife, they just decided they hated me. We were all close friends.
When did they decide that?
Oh, a long time ago.
Like
20 years ago. 18 years ago.
You're still thinking about it.
I do. Never knew why it happened. We were close personally.
Why don't you let it go?
I have let it go till just now, and this guy happens to look like him.
Oh, brought it back.
It would be like if you decided you hate me.
Yes.
And then and then you would explain to me why.
Well, it would take me 10, 15 minutes to put it behind me. Not 20 years.
No, but here's the deal. And then I would say, just like people have said to me, but why? And then you explain it again. And even though it's happened to me, I think that's a protective thing that we have as humans.
Really?
You don't want to hear bad about yourself.
Well, that's true.
Even drug addicts and drunks, you go,
oh, no.
You're a drug addict, and I know, man, but I'm a good person. You're not a good person. You're a drunk and a drug addict. You're to be despised.
And shamed.
Yeah, you're to be despised and absolutely shamed. I couldn't agree with that. There are people all the time, they want to give, what is it? They want to give give them a break. No. Mm-mm. You pull up, give them a shot. No break. None of that stuff. I don't know why I bet you this judge, we should have gotten him back on here, Sean. I bet he'd just like to be a part of my, my sleepy truck that I send around to the homeless. Huh, Sean?
Yeah, he looks like he could be one of those people, Jay.
You pull up, tell the homeless you're going to give them coffee and a donut, and you give them a little shot. Tell them it's B12.
With a syringe, you mean?
Yes, sir.
And what is it? It's not B12.
No.
What is it?
Knockout juice. Sleepy juice. You ever heard of sleepy juice?
Yeah, but does it just put him to sleep, or are you trying to kill him?
I don't use the word kill.
Real sleepy.
Yeah. You know where you get it from?
The sleepy juice? The vet?
Thank you. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
You get it from the vet.
You could shoot him with a trank gun.
I don't know why they go to all this trouble, when they put prisoners to sleep. Why don't you just have a vet do it? Vets do it all the time. They don't have any big lawsuits against the dog. It's the sad. You ever put an animal to sleep? Saddest thing in the world.
It is very sad.
You weep like a baby.
Well.
And the worst part is right before they die, they crap all over the place.
Is that right?
So the dog you loved, the cat you loved, your last image of them is they're, pissing and crapping all over the place.
You shouldn't watch it.
Oh, yeah. They got to have to die in your arms. They have to.
That's crazy.
They have to dye in your arms, my friend, and the crap gets all over your arm, and the urine gets all over your hand. So, and then
Sounds like a party.
While you're crying, you have to put some of that Purell on there to kill the germs. You ever use that stuff? That you don't even need water for it, you know? Is the show over?
Get out of here.
All right. Let's go to Clay Aiken. Yes, Clay, the Jay Thomas Show. How are you, Clay? What can we do for you?
Hey, man, you should have asked Judge if he has a new Fred Trevelina album. You could use that to torture people.
I think that's the end of the show. I think that's it. I think that's all the abuse.
Your cheeks, baby.
All right. It's the Jay Thomas Show. Rodney Lee Conover has been here. Garrett Andrich, Sean Kelly, the great Art Sears, Andrea Bushy helped produce this show. Thank you very much. Whether you want us to do it again or not, tomorrow, the Jay Thomas Show will be back at Sirius 108, XM 139. There you go. It was something, wasn't it? The way that people learn things today, and they just didn't hear like empty promises from the announcer. You know what I'm saying? Did you learn anything from the show? Did you get anything out of it?
This is Barbara Walters. I hope you will join me and Bill Getty this Monday when our guest is Bill O'Reilly.
Talking Points welcomes all points of view.
He is controversial. Yes, he is. He is opinionated.
Yes.
And he is always right.
None of this was your fault. Come on, you coward. Say the truth.
You don't believe it? Just ask him.
That's a joke.
That's Barbara Live with our guest Bill O'Reilly on Sirius XM Stars, Sirius 102, and XM 155.
Slower startup, slower web browsing, slower performance? If your computer isn't up to speed, then you may need ARO to get your PC back in the fast lane.
ARO, Advanced Registry Optimizer, is a high-performance registry cleaner that will turbocharge your computer. ARO optimizes your PC by scanning and fixing errors, which can result in faster startup and load times, fewer errors, and increased computer performance. Best part? You don't have to be a computer expert to tune up your own PC. With ARO, your PC can be fast, clean, and error-free. That's why industry leader CNET says that ARO will clean your computer's clock and keep it ticking. Get a free PC scan right now when you visit getaro.com and use promo code SIRIUS. Then click Scan Your PC Now to get the speed you need. That's getaro.com, GETARO.com, promo code SIRIUS. Click Scan Your PC Now for your free trial of ARO.
Try it free today.
I was drinking more than I should, and I